It is your prisonplanet.tv memberships that fund so much of what we do here on this operation. And then we're more than happy for the TV show after it's aired live, then be leaked out onto the web to tens of millions of people. That's our goal. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the 14th day of January, 2013. We're going to be here live, Lord willing, for the next 3 hours. And again, I am your host, Alex Jones. We do not have any guests today except for the Obama phone lady. And she is going to be in studio with us. She is here in Austin, Texas. If you go up to Infowars.com, or prisonplanet.com, you can see there that it says Obama phone lady comes to Texas. And this is amazing because she's one of the most virally viewed and downloaded videos ever. And it's not just that what she's saying is ridiculous about, you know, free handouts from the government. I know she's listening right now. She's a very sweet lady. It's that she's very funny. And she's exactly what I thought she would be like when she flew in last night at about 6:30. Her plane was late. Flew in out of Cleveland via Houston and then to Austin, Texas. And her husband is exactly what I imagined him to be like. Just really nice, funny, smart people, except childlike when it comes to trusting government. And she's just as funny and just as charming in person as she is in that video that's only about a minute long, where she talks about you on Social Security, food stamps. You know, you get Obama phone. Everybody in Cleveland got Obama phone. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we took her and her husband out to dinner last night and has had a great evening with them. And quite frankly, I haven't really hardly seen my children the last few days. I've been working so much over the weekend. And I want to go home and see them tonight, but I also want to take Obama phone lady out to dinner. You know what I'll do? I'll have my wife come meet us for dinner, and we'll take Obama phone lady and her husband, and we're going to tell you her name and everything here on air. In fact, if you don't know who Obama phone lady is, let's go ahead and cue that up with audio. Can we cue that up and play the audio here in a moment?
In Cleveland, low minority got Obama phone. Keep Obama in president, you know. He gave us a phone.
He gave you a phone.
Do more.
How do he give you a phone?
You sign up if you on food stamps, you on Social Security, you got low income, you disability.
So people are asking, why have you got an Obama phone lady here? Well, number one, I said to listeners there'd be a $5,000 bounty for whoever got me a hold of her. That's some good English there. That there would be a $5,000 bonus for whoever got us in touch with her, and then if we actually got her on air. $5,000 bounty. And I got to talk to the guys that actually ran into her at a store and did this, and obviously asked them if they want any of that bounty to go to her. But we flew her down here, and she is here. And so in about an hour and a half from now, if we cover news and take your calls, we will have Obama phone lady here. And you noticed last night when I picked her up, the video is up on Infowars.com, that I wore a sports jacket. And you notice I'm wearing one now because I've got butterflies. This is a big deal around here, and I'm not joking. Okay, it's like the eagle has landed. Okay, this is the kind of stuff we get excited about. I was not even excited about going on Piers Morgan. Didn't even have butterflies. I didn't wear a sports jacket. But for Obama phone lady, I think I ought to go put a tie on. I ought to put some diamond cufflinks on. In fact, I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt. That's not respectful enough. That's actually all I had back there in my wardrobe. I sent stuff away to be cleaned. Okay, she's coming. May even get her husband in here with her. He's a character too, but it's a big deal. And I'm telling you, this woman could be ready for stand-up comedy on HBO right now. So who wants to manage her out there is the big question. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us. A man's got to have a code, a creed to live by. John Wayne. And I tip my hat and take a toast of coffee to John Wayne from my John Wayne coffee cup that I bought at his favorite place in the world, Monument Valley, Utah, where he shot so many of his first Westerns. Absolutely delicious. Thank you so much for joining us on this Monday edition worldwide broadcast, the 14th day of January 2013. Wow, where to begin? Where to start? If you just tuned in to the broadcast, coming up in the flesh, and I'm still pinching myself that this isn't a dream. People on the YouTube video that we posted late last night that Rob Dew and John Bound did a great job getting up, even though we didn't get back from dinner with Obama phone lady till about 9:30. They stayed up late to edit down our picking her up at the airport and taking her out to dinner, and some of the enjoyable antics that took place there. And don't worry, there'll be full behind-the-scenes videos in the days to come, and she's going to be in studio today with us on the radio show. And then I think I'm going to take her out around Austin today as well and shoot some more footage with her. And a lot of people are obviously freaking out, saying it's like reality is folding in on itself. She goes out and talks about Obama gave us a phone. He's going to do more. Everybody in Cleveland got Obama phone. And it's not just that, the video is obviously ridiculous, the dependency and the idea that government's there to give us freebies, but that she does have an electric personality. And, I think this could be a story of somebody who literally takes that flash in the pan, 15 minutes of fame, and turns it into something bigger. I see her as a kind of a Sam Kinison-style comic, because she's very funny in person, very witty. But again, also tough love here. And I told her this last night. She's like, well, my son says you're a Republican, you're a big conservative, you're pro-gun and stuff. I don't really have the internet, so I don't know. And, I came anyways because so many people, after they heard I was coming on or was thinking about coming on, said, oh, yeah, you got to go on the Alex Jones show in her community. And a lot of folks she knows said that I was a good guy. And I was honest with her. I said, look, it's ridiculous that you want a free phone from the president and that's your idea of, winning somehow when they take your whole future away with dependency and then basically give us baubles. It's like a free toy and a Happy Meal. But the fact from a sociological perspective or a psychological perspective, as a sociologist or as someone studying culture, that she is kind of the archetypal person who really thinks the government cares about her and wants to help her get a leg up. There have been some people in government that have tried to help folks. There have been good people that have worked through government to help people. But the controlling, driving force of government is domestication, enslavement, and cultural destruction. And no one can argue with the numbers of what welfare and big government has done, not just to the black community, but communities across the board. And so it is my hope, and I'll just be honest with you here about this, is that it is my hope to stay in contact with Obama phone lady, and we'll give you her full name and stuff on air once she joins us, and to try to basically maybe even have her as an auxiliary reporter. I haven't even told her this yet. I'm just saying it all on air. And to try to educate her and inform her about how we're all being inserted into a matrix-like prison. So I want to reach down to the matrix like Morpheus to her, Neo, because as Eric Blair, a.k.a. George Orwell, said, if there is any hope, and will you guys print me Orwell quotes? I meant to do that. Orwell quotes on the only hope lies with the proles. And even though I don't subscribe to the communist ideology, the globalists are using communism as a template of control, and it's the general public. George Orwell talked about he actually wrote nonfiction books on this subject, that obsess over lottery tickets or get-rich-quick schemes or a hope and a prayer. That, just if Obama gets in there, he's going to fix everything because the president can get it done. And this woman really hopes that he's going to turn the economy around. This woman works for, $8 an hour and can't live on that, and I don't blame her. In Cleveland, she goes and cleans houses all day for $8 an hour. No one could live on that. And they take taxes out of it. And she didn't even understand that. She didn't even understand why her paycheck's getting smaller with the payroll taxes. I mean, let me tell you something. My wife and other people in my family, when they heard that she was coming to town last week, they said, listen, Alex, you're mean. You don't get her on your show and make fun of her. And I said, what do you think, I'm an idiot? I don't want to make fun of her. Sure, it's funny at one level, but and she knows it's funny. My goal is to actually show this lady, who's actually an interesting human being and has a lot of spirit, a lot of heart, a lot of guts, who's got real potential. I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, you take somebody like that lady and you put her on the frontier, you put her in adversity. You give her real opportunities to have a future and to build a better world and to not be dumbed down by the television and this sick culture. She would be an unbelievably powerful individual. I can see the potential there. And that's what makes me so bad about the collectivist, is that they know human potential and they want to shutter it. They want to shut it down. While telling us big government is about getting Obama phone lady to her highest potential. And that is not the case. And if you don't know who Obama phone lady is, can we cue that up one more time? She's the lady who was one of the most viral videos last year. I mean, it's been seen. Let's be conservative. There's probably 50 million views in one form or another out there. 8 million here, 5 million there.
Keep Obama in president, He gave us a phone.
He gave you a phone?
Do more.
How do you give you a phone?
You sign up if you on food stamps, you on Social Security, you got low income, you disability.
I have a question. Okay, what's wrong with Romney again?
Romney, he sucks. Bad. Obama.
You got Obama phone?
Yes, everybody in Cleveland, low minority, got Obama phone. Keep Obama in president,
By the way,
gave us a phone.
I put a $5,000 bounty out to find her. And I was surprised because we have listeners in every city. We're on a couple stations in Ohio. A lot of listeners in Cleveland. And no one could find her until a listener ran into her in a store months and months later. And guess what? The Democratic Party took her, same amount of money. She was working, paid canvasser. So we now know that. And they stuck her at a desk job and told her, stay out of the public eye. And they lied to her and said, because you're just too effective. I mean, see, I'm not going to lie to this lady. I told her, it's hilarious what you did. I don't agree with the dependency. I think if you play your cards right, and if you go to some small-time comedy clubs and get under the right person's wing, you can develop comedy pieces and probably become very famous. She's got natural talent. And there's nothing I'd like better. By the way, I didn't tell her this to get her here. I told her this once I was with her in person. But I told her it'll take hard work. She's not going to go right to the top immediately. She's funny. And my instinct about her, she's exactly what I thought she'd be like. Exactly what I thought she would be like. And her husband was exactly what I thought they'd be like. And just really funny, interesting people who are, again, smart at many levels, but also still buy into the fake dream. And that's what this is all about, the fake dream of, oh, you go to a casino, you're going to get rich. Oh, you buy a lottery ticket, you're going to win. Oh, you get Obama in, all the problems are going to be fixed. And I was sitting there talking to her last night. I know she's listening. I should just leave it all and let it be fresh when she gets here. She's like, man, I voted for him twice. Things got to get better. Obama's going to get in trouble if things don't get better. Honey, things aren't going to get better. This is Agenda 21 designed to destroy you. They don't bring in 30 million illegal aliens so you've got a future. And they don't bring them in so they get a future. They bring them in to drive down the wages and make us poor as a political tool of control. And they also understood that, well, Obama, like Nixon, he can just pump some money out there. They understood Obama's got the printing press to turn up on high. And I said, have you noticed prices have gone up? You notice the packages of potato chips and ice cream have gotten smaller. Have you noticed that in almost every area, things are going up and up and up in price? And they're like, yeah, we have noticed that. We just can't pay our bills. Her husband works as a plumber 12 hours a day. She works as a maid for $8 an hour. And again, no one's ever taught her anything entrepreneurial. No one has explained to her that the maid service she contracts through, I Bet Money, is getting $20, $25 an hour for her. That all she's got to do is go hang up signs all around the area that she wants to target, saying she'll come clean houses and she'd get all that clientele for herself and double or triple her money, just like that, with pieces of paper hung up on the wall. No one is teaching these people anything. They don't teach any of that in school. They don't want you to know that. Anyways, it's going to be a study of, can we help somebody? But it's not like, the Eddie Murphy movie where they make a bet that they can't help somebody. I know that we could probably try to help this lady and help others by her example. We'll be right back. Stay with us. All right, we're going to get into the news and open the phones up here in a moment. But first, here's from page 60 of 1984, written by George Orwell. If there was hope, it must lie with the proles. That's the common working class. Because only there, in those swarming, disregarded masses, 85% of the population of Oceania, that's England and the U.S., could the force to destroy the party ever be generated. The party could not be overthrown from within. Its enemies, if ever it had any enemies, had no way of coming together or even of identifying one another. Even if the legendary brotherhood existed as just a possibility, it was inconceivable that its members could ever assemble in large numbers in more than twos and threes. Rebellion meant a look in the eyes, an inflection of the voice, at the most an occasional whispered word. But the proles, if only they could somehow become conscious of their own strength, would have no need to conspire. They need only to rise up and shake themselves like a horse shaking off flies. If they chose, they could blow the party to pieces tomorrow morning. Surely, sooner or later, it must come to them to do it. And yet. And he goes through the strength of the proles, watching this grandmother out there hand washing the clothes in the slum, and the strength of her sunburned face and her big muscular shoulders, and the sound of children giggling. But the proles wouldn't spend their time studying how government or business worked. The proles obsessed all day about lottery tickets and lottery systems to win and get-rich schemes and pornography and mindlessness and entertainment put out by the party. Big Brother didn't even need to police the proles. They were just dumbed down and obsessed with petty garbage and didn't even exist. The party, the English Socialist Party, which is really a Soviet party in the book, and this is what George Orwell, a.k.a. real name Eric Blair, who'd worked for the communists and worked for MI6 and worked for OSS and worked as an imperial policeman before that and lived in the slums on purpose for years, contracting tuberculosis in Paris and also in London. Wrote a bunch of nonfiction books and essays. Amazing stuff. I've read basically all of Orwell's writings I could find in a period in my life when I was about 20. And I learned a lot through him, not having to actually go live in a slum with people with tuberculosis. He came from a well-to-do kind of establishment intelligentsia family. And he thought communism would fight the ills he saw. And then he discovered, wait a minute, fighting in the Spanish Civil War, that the communists were just as bad as the fascists. They were just criminals, using a governmental term, a political term, as a cover. And then he went and worked at the BBC in propaganda, and the character Winston Smith is Eric Blair at the BBC, one of their top propagandists, taking truths and rearranging them and smashing them. And then he discovers the British government is funding Hitler, that they'd funded Hitler. Didn't run Hitler, they helped create him, helped put him in there. It was like a wind-up toy, like one of these mentally ill mass shooters. They give government funds and have a government psychiatrist, and then, oh, they go and attack. And the book talks about government-sponsored terror. How the government itself was firing missiles into London every day, randomly, just to scare people. And how everything else was squalor and rack and ruin, but the giant pyramidal-sized buildings that looked like something out of Blade Runner, with black helicopters coming in and out of armored command bases, flying around, looking through your windows and your television screens, watching and listening to you. That is now a reality. They just haven't gone to the physical end of it yet. And here's the good news. They are in check. And if you know chess, that means we've got them. We're closed to fire. We're closed to beat them. Because the average gun shows out there are reporting 10,000 people visiting them. Organizers shocked as 10,000 attend gun show. Piers Morgan is now chickened out of a debate he called for, round two. Senator Schumer is saying they'll just use executive power to basically lean on. This is what they've already said they do. That's why we told you this was coming. Executive orders, rulemaking, and just tell Walmart and others not to sell semi-autos, and have the ATF come in and basically nickel and dime them and white glove inspect them till they do it. You're saying, well, how do we have them in check? Doesn't mean we've won. They've still got some moves. But, I mean, we're up against them. We're right on their tail. They're not on our tail. We're on their tail. When we come back, I'll explain to you why and go over some news and then take your calls. But coming up at the bottom of the next hour, 1 hour away, you will be transmitted. Yes, sir, I am he, and it is the 14th day of January 2013. And if you'd like to talk about all the incredible news taking place geopolitically, domestically, the economy, by the way, start sending your questions in at Real Alex Jones on Twitter. And guys, will you start printing me, or ask Christy, who helps run the Twitter account, does a great job. Maybe ask her to print off questions for Obama phone lady. So that when Michelle, that's her first name, so that when Michelle is in here in about an hour from now, we can also have some of your questions for Obama phone lady, who we've flown down to Austin, Texas, to really have the archetypal Obama supporter here in studio with us. And by the way, we've had archetypal Bush supporters on before, who thought it was conservative to get rid of the Bill of Rights and were pro-torture. So, you know, they're just as nonsensical sometimes as well. So we look forward to having her here, you know, just because we hope to try to be able to change her mind. And it doesn't mean we want her to go support Romney. Everybody, no, Romney sucks, to quote Obama phone lady. The point is that it was a rigged game. So that is coming up if you just joined us. Yes, you heard me right. This is not a joke. Of the video of her arriving to Austin via aircraft is up on prisonplanet.com and Infowars.com. In fact, have we tweeted Obama phone lady videos out? I don't think I've even done that. Will you guys tweet that out for me? Because it's hard for me to walk and chew gum. I've come here to do two things. You know, one thing is to kick butt, and the other thing is to chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum, to quote, to paraphrase Rowdy Piper. Okay, I'm being silly. The point is, I want to send out a tweet that Obama phone lady discovered. Obama phone lady's identity discovered. It's kind of dictation. I'm dictating the tweet there. Okay, you can tell I'm excited about this, even though we've got a lot of bad news and some good news here we're going to be going over. By the way, this shirt sold out. This shirt sold out. But they had a feeling it was going to sell out, and so there is a truck coming, tomorrow, with more of these. So you'll basically should be able to get it by next week. Get your order in now. We've never had a T-shirt sell like this. It is a come and take it AK-47 with the Texas come and take it, Texas Revolutionary War signet. It says come and take it. And inside of the AK-47 is the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And then it says Infowars.com handsomely on the back. And we've got women asking for a woman's design. That'll take some time, but we got smalls for women. But yes, we're going to come out with some shirts for women. People have been, I get requested that on the street all the time. I never tell my folks, we got to come out with women's shirts, with the same messages, but that are more contour form-fitting. My wife has said this, and so we've got to do it. So there, I'm multitasking here on air. If you want the Come and Take It shirt, get your order in now. And, of course, we also have the second best-selling Victory or Death with the rattlesnake on it. Very powerful. We also have a camouflage one of those, not just the black on red one. It's all up at InfoWarsStore.com. And your purchase of the books, the videos, the T-shirts, all of it makes this broadcast possible. So they're all up there on the site right now. Be sure and get it today. And again, continue to spread the word about the transmission. I'm certainly risking my life, my treasure, my name, everything else in this fight. So not saying the least you can do. We appreciate your support. And the point is, this isn't a game. We shouldn't take this platform for granted. That's why I'm working so much harder than I ever have, because we've got to make hay while the sun shines. We've got to engage the globalists while we still have a lot of freedom left. Now, I told you before we went to break that, people are always saying you never give the number or the address out. You're right. Not everybody's on the internet or wants to order via the internet. You can call and order any T-shirts or Pro Pure water filters discounted with promo code WATER, all of it. 888-253-3139, 888-253-3139. And you can also write to us here at P.O. Box 19549, Austin, Texas 78760, P.O. Box 19549, Austin, Texas 78760. I give that out so rarely that I don't even have it memorized. So P.O. Box 19549, Austin, Texas 78760. And we've had that address now for about 6 years. So that'll give you an idea. A lot of survival stuff, the best quality stuff out there. We've got the very best essential oil systems put out by our friends over at Interfood. We've got the Army Ranger style black caps. It's kind of the Oath Keeper style. Infowars.com. Okay, I'm done plugging. I just haven't been plugging much the last month. I've been so focused on defending the Second Amendment that I haven't even been mid-air refueling our news operation system. Because we're not like the mainstream media that gets government bailouts and tax exemptions and then tries to overthrow the republic, tries to get your taxes raised because they get the corporate welfare bailout money. They're subsidiaries of banks that do. We just sell products we believe in. And, of course, the media says that's horrible, that's evil. How dare us, how dare us, how dare us, how dare us pay our own way promoting high-quality products at great prices. It's totally immoral. I mean, that's what they always say at CNN, you name it. They always say the same thing. They say, I'm evil. And every time the national media comes to interview me, they go, how dare you make money? This is a pretty big operation. You got a lot of crew members. You got a lot of equipment here. You're making money. That's bad. I'm like, well, did you fly here first class? You did, didn't you? You're in New York, aren't you? How much you paid a year? Oh, $1 million to read off a teleprompter. You're here lecturing me. Anyway, side issue. Just amazing how they play these mind games with us. Here's the toll-free number to join us. It's 800-259-9231, 800-259-9231, and we'll get you up and on the air. Well, that high-def camera is so good you can even see the dust on top of the live on-air light there. No, that's okay. It's not your job to clean in here. I think we do have a cleaning crew. I don't think they ever come in here, though. Just because they see it as like the big studio. Oh, my gosh. There's like a dead fruit fly over there or something. Okay. Where to start here? 800-259-9231 on any issue you wish to discuss. I got a couple of news items I want to hit, and then we're going to your phone calls. And let me just show folks in the document cam. Hey! Hey guys, can you? We've got a camera mounted in there. Can we punch that up for viewers? Here, come on over and say hi to folks. No, just right there in that microphone.
Hello, fans. Obama phone lady here.
How's that audio, Genesis?
Show today. You better open your phones in your head.
Hey, can you give a shout out to everybody? No, go ahead.
He's talking.
Oh, I'm going to give a shout out to everybody here in Austin, Texas. I'm on the Alex Jones show. I'm the Obama phone lady representing Alex Jones here today. And I love that guy. He's funny like me.
Oh, my goodness. You know, there's no doubt, and I'm not just saying this, you could do voiceovers immediately.
I'm going to work on your radio station before I leave here.
I think you might. Have you heard the news? I'm going to officially offer you on air, at least an auxiliary paid job as a reporter.
All right. Hallelujah. Yes, thank you.
We'll make sure you like the terms. We got to work it all out, but I'm very glad you're excited.
I'm excited about that. I need a job. Darn that maid. Obama, you see what you done? I'm moving up in the world. You don't do your job, I'm going to set you down.
What do you think of the rest of the crew?
Oh, I love the crew. You got your kids on. Anytime you can go to work and bring the kids, that's a job. That's what I'm trying to get to.
That's right. Well, don't give out too many of our security issues. But yes, no, my son is. I'm just joking. Jakari, what do you think of all this? Jakari Jackson back there. I mean,
this is quite a deal for me. Michelle and I have something in common. We just made a YouTube video, and somebody liked our voice enough to give us a job. So I can relate to her on that.
Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus. Well,
he's the man. He's the man, but, you know, Obama with the man with the plan. But we're going to see what he's going to do, because if he don't do the right thing, I'm going to be the woman with the plan. Michelle Obama and Michelle Dowry.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, you think I'm joking? She's here. Some people still think I'm joking. I mean, I think everybody is more freaked out about you being here in a good way than when I've had movie stars here walking around in the halls.
And I got the blood of Jesus, baby. I'm here. All right.
All right. We're very excited, ladies and gentlemen. She is in the house. I tell you, guys, why don't we get her some lunch or something, or take her back in the green room, because it's so exciting to have her here that I can barely even operate right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you what, Michelle, run in here real quick. Run in here real quick, Michelle. Come on in the studio. Come on, we got to give people a taste of this right now. Now, come on right around here. That's right. No, come on, right over here by my microphone. You're just going to pop in for a moment. Okay, come on in. We've got the camera right over here. Say hi to folks right there.
Hello, folks.
Let's go to this camera right here, guys.
Hello, folks. I'm here today at Obama phone.
Here she is. Here, talking to the mic. Oops, go ahead.
I'm here today, you guys. I'm here in Austin, Texas. I'm at the Alex Jones show. I want you guys to represent. I'm here, the Obama phone lady. I arrive. I'm ready to get it going on. Let's do it.
All right, we'll see you in here in about an hour. Right. Great job. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is proof of life, as they say. All right, absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. There she is. Okay, now let's shift gears into the really, really bad news. And again, guys, I hear another mic open now. Whatever's going on. Okay, got that mic shut down because need to get that taken care of. You know what I'm going to do? They're moving ahead right now with draconian moves where they're just going to tell, as I told you, gun manufacturers, you can't manufacture this. No law. They're just going to say it. They're moving ahead with telling shops you just can't sell guns. And Chucky Schumer has announced that. The article is up at Infowars.com. New York has tentative deal on gun control. They're just going to throw anybody they want in the nut house. No judge, no jury. You're just going to the nut house. And Rahm Emanuel is announcing in the Washington Post what he said years ago. They'll just put you on a no gun buy list, no judge, no jury, no proof, no nothing. You just disappear. Like Brandon Robb, the Marine, who criticized Obama. And so we are going to be discussing all of that today. But let me just go ahead and go to your phone calls right now here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and talk to Dexter in Maryland. Dexter, you're on the air.
Hey, Alex. Great to talk.
Yeah, your phone's really, really low, brother. Is that an Obama phone?
Is this a little better?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, first of all, congratulations for Piers Morgan interview. That was epic. I do believe he'll have you back for round 2 because he's so desperate for ratings, and it would be huge. But what I wanted to talk about was Sandy Hook. I'm somebody that believes that there's some fishiness there, and I'd like to go through a couple things. I'm not sure if you've seen all these things yet. First, have you seen the video where the little girl's father comes out, like the first guy that came out to give an interview?
Yeah, he's laughing and smiling, and he says, "Do I read off the card?" And then he turns the camera and then breaks and then sits there and looks like he's forcing himself to cry, and then it looks like bad acting from the worst soap opera you've ever seen. But people act strange under incredible pressure. So none of us know what he's going through. So my prayers go out to him and his family. But yeah, a lot of people are investigating the whole thing.
Well, one thing that's weird about him is that his daughter, by the end of the day, she had a Facebook page up that was a tribute that was already looking for money. It seems kind of odd that so quickly, just a few hours
listen, here's the deal. I appreciate your call, bro. Look, I don't know about that, and I'm not going to talk about parents of dead kids, okay? And see, I don't know if that's true. That's something I haven't seen. And so it's just, I'm not going to talk about somebody who lost his daughter. Yes, there wasn't the AR-15 inside the school. Yes, it was in the car. Yes, there were multiple shooters outside. Mainstream media, RT has attacked me, saying, oh, 5-year-olds said they saw multiple shooters. No, it's on footage from the surveillance cameras, from the helicopter they put on the news, showing them arresting people in the woods dressed like the supposed shooter. And the whole thing's suspicious, okay? And I'm not trying to jump on you, caller. It's just that, there are a lot of reports out there, a lot of people questioning the whole thing. I think that's healthy. But I'm not going to sit there and go after the dad. It's just, I'm going to let other people, do their own research. I'm going to leave it at that. Jessica in Canada, you're on the air.
Hi, Alex.
Hey.
I just wanted to, you did a great job with Piers, and I just wanted to bring you up to date on a couple of things that are happening with Agenda 21 here in Canada.
Tell us about it.
Well, one, our environmental commissioner here in Ontario has decided that food waste is an environmental problem, and I just noticed that the UN has taken up this issue, so they're coming after our food, Alex. No,
they're going to they've already done this in England, and they're going to tax you for everything that goes in the trash can, and they're going to have RFID on all the products that is scanned. This is already happening in London, to track, and they'll give you $3,000 fines for every infraction. It's already on the books in several Florida cities. And they go, don't worry, we'll never implement it. Kind of like they put it on the books under federal grants, start taking blood without warrants 15 years ago. Now they're doing it. So you're absolutely right. Agenda 21 is a total surveillance grid where all the appliances track you and where they tax you to the point of total bankruptcy. It's to make sure you stay poor. And that you have to go on government subsistence so they can then shoot you up with deadly vaccines.
Have you looked into Idle No More? Because it looks like the Tides Foundation is radicalizing our natives up here.
Yeah, it's everywhere. The Tides Foundation is involved in a ton of stuff. Did you have anything else you wanted to add on Agenda 21?
Nope, just I'm a land use planner, and I've been fighting this for 8 years.
Well, good job. You give them hell. We are back live.
The hairs on your arm.
I'm Alex Jones, your host.
Stand up.
Let's go back to your phone calls. George in Texas, you're on the air. I noticed you called in about gun control. You volunteered. Are you excited that they're trial ballooning executive orders, ATF rulemaking, or just Chucky Schumer ordering Walmart and others to stop selling semi-autos? I mean, they're really trying to see if they can just sell us on being dictators.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I first wanted to congratulate you on your appearance with Piers Morgan on CNN, the state-run media, and I believe you did exactly what it takes. I think they're scared. because you broke the spell. And I think this rush and this barrage of legislation, all the draconian legislation that's coming out, I think it's very clear that you forced their hand. And I don't think they were ready. I think it's too early for them, and that's why they're so upset. And
well, I don't think I did it, but I'm certainly part of it, and so are you. We're all together in this. But, you know, earlier I said I would get into the victory, get into what's positive. I haven't really done that yet, but I've already said it before. 10 million guns sold last month. They're talking about more guns sold this month. They're saying soon everything will be sold out. There won't even be bolt-action 22s. Everything is going to be sold out. The ammo is selling out everywhere. That's the real vote. America knows the government is criminal and can't be trusted. America knows we're going into a depression and the state-run media lies. And, you know, we've talked about what to name the corporate globalist trader media. That's it. It's state-run media. That's the best term for it. And we're dealing with a global corporate fascist state that uses socialism at the grassroots to control us like flypaper. And there is a revolt. People are waking up. And that's why they're trying to act all confident. And we've got a mandate for socialism now. Obama wasn't really reelected. They had that thing fixed 7 ways to Sunday, running him up against that political corpse, Romney. Election. But even the evidence shows, even though Romney was a dead horse, still he really beat Obama. The election fraud evidence shows. And not that that would have been good. He's globalist as well. They just think Obama can con people better. I'm sorry, I'm ranting.
No, you're good. And you know, I'd like to make 2 points with you. I'd like you to explain to people just what a semi-automatic weapon actually is, because I don't think a lot of people realize that it includes pistols and handguns. I think they associate it with fully automatic, and they associate it with assault rifles, and they don't understand exactly what they're trying to say.
Feinstein has called for even revolvers to be banned before, but technically a semi-auto is pull the trigger once, a bullet fires. Pull it again, it fires again. And they obsess over full auto that's worthless for actually killing people if you want to be selective about it. That's why the military doesn't use full auto unless it's a heavy machine gun with big boxes of ammo in emplacements to take out large numbers of infantry, or sometimes even used on the ground to mark targets in a primitive way for aircraft that are coming in. You know, they use tracers to mark targets and do other things. But that's another, issue studying military warfare. The truth is, when they say ban semi-autos, you don't need assault rifles, and they show a scary-looking, black M16. Why people think that's scary, I don't know. And then they are saying, let's just get rid of these, when really it gets rid of almost all guns, almost all shotguns, everything. Most guns are semi-auto, and they want to get rid of them. But their new bills even get rid of pump shotguns. So, they're coming for almost everything. Does that answer what you wanted me to do?
Yeah, no. Yeah, absolutely. And if I could, I'd like to tie that into an article you just had run yesterday on the death of Aaron Schwartz.
Yeah, stay there. All right, we're taking your phone calls ahead of Obama phone lady joining us in studio. Now I'm going to have a serious talk with her. And sure, we will have her on as an example of collectivization. And at the same time, though, that she's a smart lady and has humanity in her, like all of us do, and that hopefully I can get through to her about Obama. So that is coming up. But George in Texas, Obama kill list critic found dead in New York City, prominent American blogger, and the guy that really headed up killing SOPA, the internet takeover, found hung, and they were trying to put him in jail for 35 years for downloading some MIT policy papers, research papers that taxpayers paid for, and posting them for the public to have. Talk about military-industrial complex. So they say, oh, he committed suicide. That's what they'll do. They'll indict you, say you're depressed, and kill you. Listen, if I ever get indicted, I'm going to fight it forever. I will never commit suicide. And what they do is, even though the D.C. madam said on my show she never commit suicide, and then I knew behind the scenes she was being followed, being harassed, and I even had her condo manager on saying he was friends with her, and that he even gave me her handwriting. It wasn't her. They put out in the suicide note. It wasn't even close. A totally different handwriting, and that she was being followed by men, was bringing stuff over to her mother's. They killed her at her mother's, out in the shed. And she said, I'll never commit suicide. And then, of course, they always, after somebody says, I'll never commit suicide, they have a, quote, friend, someone who doesn't even really know them, always comes out in the news and said, oh, shit, she told me she was going to commit suicide. So that's what will happen. If they ever kill me, they'll have a friend come out and say, oh, Alex told me he was. And that person was told by the killers and paid by the killer to do it. That person, that's the person involved, okay? You understand that? Because that's a bunch of baloney. If I was diagnosed with cancer, I will go with Darth Vader level surgeries and everything else. Alternative, you name it. Okay? I'm gonna go out of this world kicking and screaming and snapping like a crocodile. Okay? Let's just get that straight. I'm going all the way, okay? Darth Vader level medicine, brain surgery, you name it, lungs out on the table, open heart surgery, whatever it is, I'm doing it. Let's get that straight. I'm never going to commit suicide. Never, 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 never. And I would never murder, suicide my family. That's one of their other favorites, just to wipe out a whole family. Never. If that ever happens, God forbid, knock on wood, pray to Jesus it won't happen, then you know I was killed. Real fast, your comments on that, George.
I'm glad you said that, because this is really a personal issue for me. The similarities between myself and Aaron Swartz. This is George from Austin. I was out at the Drone Mob event. You had me in studio. I did the drone peaceful protest, and I actually just made a video and uploaded it saying the exact same thing. I took a cue from you after the Piers Morgan show. Yeah, I saw your videos when you're in the hotel. You're being followed. I saw the security guy. And so I felt I had to make a video and post it up on YouTube saying the exact same thing. I'll never commit suicide. I love my life. I love my country. And I believe the solution to this is just to tell the truth, wake people up, political commentary. And, you know, it's really sad that I'm in fear that, you know, I could end up in the exact same situation. And so I posted that video up on YouTube, and I don't know if you would allow me to, but I'd really feel a lot safer if your listeners could go take a look at it.
Sure. What's the name of it?
It's a short video. It's youtube.com/youngtruthers.
All right, listen, I got to jump, but listen, folks, the #1 cause of death is automobile accidents. Well, not anymore. Now it's suicide. People killing themselves, then it's cars. You're risking your life every day driving with cars going 70 in this lane. You're going 70 in this lane. If you hit, it's 140 mile an hour. You're dead. I don't care how many seatbelts you're wearing. You're dead 99% of the time, okay? You're dead. I drive on roads where people die every week, okay? And I still do it because I like to drive. Folks, take their power away. You're going to die anyway someday. Let me tell you, they keep killing people like this, folks aren't going to put up with it. And I'm not calling for that, but New World Order folks are the ones better watch their butts. Ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you so much for joining us. It is the 14th day of January 2013 on this Monday edition. And coming up, after we take more phone calls and cover more news, we are going to have the one, the only Obama phone lady on the broadcast. And if you don't know who the Obama phone lady is, perhaps this will remind you. She's the lady who talked about Obama gave us a phone, and he's going to do more.
Keep Obama in president, you know. He gave us a phone.
He gave you a phone.
Do more.
How did he give you a phone?
You sign up if you on full stamps, you on Social Security, you got low income, you disability.
Hey, I have a question. Okay, what's wrong with Romney again?
Romney, he sucks. Bad.
Hold on.
Obama.
You got Obama phone?
Yes, everybody in Cleveland, low minority, got Obama phone. Keep Obama in president, you know. He gave us a phone.
He gave you a phone.
Do more.
How did he give you a phone?
By the way, guys, that's enough. We are playing her out of the studio, and she's right there sitting behind him. And I got to be honest. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps here and butterflies. Ma'am, can you please go to the green room? You're such a big star, and I'm not joking. For whatever reason, I'm having trouble continuing the broadcast here with you in there. Did you get that chocolate shake I got you? She's awesome. Absolutely awesome. She's right there. I see you. This is incredible. She's already in command. All right, you can stay there. That's fine. Man, it is distracting. I tell you, this is a real fringe benefit. It's like caviar. Being able to have, that's one good thing about my job. I get to meet interesting people. And, we've had a lot of famous people in this building, but I tell you, nobody like Obama phone lady. Which, by the way, you know, the Democrats, she was working for them. They went and put her on the desk job after that viral video you just saw. But we're going to break that blockade here on air today with the Obama phone lady, but actually get down to the core of what this lady really stands for. And again, I've sent the link out to the video when she was on the show at Real Alex Jones. Just go to Twitter/Real Alex Jones. We want to find the link to the video last night of us hanging out around Austin, Texas. That video now obviously going viral. And we're going to print, again, dozens of questions that listeners are sending in for her. She'll be with us for an hour and a half while we take phone calls. We're going to have her in studio, and she's going to do more. She's going to answer your questions. She's going to describe why Romney sucks and why he sucks bad. So let's go back to your calls. Well, you know what? Let me hit one news item before I do that, because I'll never get to it if I don't. Right here on the document cam, if you're watching on television, radio listeners, just search New York has tentative deal on gun control. And that's out of the Associated Press. And they're going to have mental health law that allows for civil confinement of people determined to be a threat to others. And they're saying that if you criticize the government, that's a sign of mental illness. They're saying wanting to own guns is mental illness. And here is an article out of the Washington Post today where, again, the so-called liberals, who are really the authoritarians, they dictate reality. They say that when I went on Piers Morgan, that was wrong, that I got in his face, and that it was abnormal to yell or raise my voice. Now, Governor Cuomo raised his voice when he said, we're going to get the guns last week, started yelling and screaming. Everybody was cheering. Well, that's okay. That's okay, because, you know, he's calling for our rights to be taken. But when I said, listen, don't try to take the guns or it'll cause a civil war, do you understand that? Ron Paul agreed with me 2 days later last week. Just search Ron Paul says Second Amendment is the line in the sand. Attempt to take guns will cause civil war. Well, that's bad too. But when you read this article, whom does Alex Jones represent? They play this game of saying, mainline conservatives, Alex Jones represents you, and this is bad. You're discredited now. Your Second Amendment's discredited. And it's a total mind game. It's like them saying, there are no bills that take any of your guns. It's a conspiracy theory. Though this bill does take your guns, it's no big deal. You're like, you just said you don't take my guns. But because they're the boss, they're on the throne up above us, you're like in the clouds. Oh, okay, you've introduced 11 bills that some of them even take pump shotguns federally, and they're at state levels, and you've got state reps calling for door-to-door gun confiscation. Mainstream news covered that yesterday. All of this is going on. The military training manuals for confiscating guns, all this is happening, and they go, nobody wants your guns. Nobody's coming after your guns. You know, when that tank was slamming into the Waco church, and they had troops behind it firing their M16s into the building, the flare footage is clear. They were saying, this is not an assault, come out with your hands up. And there's footage of Davidians coming out with their hands up. You can see their body resonance heat, the flare footage, and they just shoot them. They fall down, and the tank runs over them. But they said, don't, you know, this is not an assault, come out with your hands up. And when they would come out, this is too big of a distraction now. My son and Obama lady together. Okay, hey, everybody out of the studio, seriously. Out, okay? Yeah, that goes to my son, okay? It's a circus out there, man. I can't focus. There's all this stuff going on out there. Well, talk about chomping at the bit to be on the radio. That's my son. What is the point I was getting to here? They are selling everyone that they control reality. And so, number one, if so-called conservatives don't agree with what I say, that's fine. We're not collectivist. I don't speak for you. You don't speak for me. But everybody's got to, we've got to be nice and turn some of our guns in, and we've got to not raise our voices, and we've got to, yeah. How's that worked for people that are constitutionalists, conservatives, libertarians, whatever you want to call it? I mean, Romney was for Obamacare. He wrote the thing for banning semi-autos, for open borders, for carbon taxes. Should I keep going on here? And that's who they ran so he would lose. like a rigged Don King boxing match. I mean, come on, folks. And so I get up there and I go, listen, stop saying you don't want our guns and stop saying this is about kids. This is about authoritarianism. You're on notice. Don't start the Civil War. Is that clear? You're a mouthpiece for globalist criminals, and I'm putting you on notice. That's exactly what... In fact, I wish I'd have been more hardcore instead of even responding to anything he was saying. Now that, hindsight's 2020, I should have done more. Paul Revere rode through the countryside when they came for the guns, saying, to arms, the British are coming. The redcoats are coming. Waneth by land, doeth by sea. Our forebears went out and killed people. I'm not calling for that. I don't want that to start. I want to fix this peacefully. But if so-called libertarians and conservatives can't handle somebody going, listen, you twit, go back to your country and stop telling me to turn my guns in. If they can't handle it, then may your chains set lightly upon you, lick down and lick the hand that feeds you, crouch down and lick the hand that feeds you. Will you guys print me the Patrick Henry liberty or death speech? I mean, why does New Hampshire say liberty or death on the license plates? Why do we get a tear in our eyes at the Star-Spangled Banner? What's that song about? It's about people in a fort under bombardment not giving up. It's about ragtag farmers and people taking on a military that had defeated the Spanish, the French, the Dutch, the Portuguese. You want me to keep going here? I mean, the British Army a few years later beat Napoleon. And our ancestors literally had to go bushwhack people by the end of the war to get ammo. And they don't want you knowing about that. I'm up here just saying, hey, man, don't come to my country and tell me turn my guns in and tell us collectively as gun owners that it's our fault somebody died. It's your fault for making that a gun-free zone. It's your fault for advertising the place to go kill people as a school. Well, that really got to them. They were going, pull the plug when I said that. They were, no, because they know that. They know they're hyping school shootings every single day on corporate, New World Order, globalist-run traitor media, hoping mentally ill people go into schools and shoot people. I mean, they are hyping copycatters like it's going out of style. And I put them on notice, man. They're trying to get more kids killed. They're the ones that set the whole thing up. They know full well that the drug inserts on those drugs. By the way, I've got Sanjay Gupta, or whoever you pronounce his name, the brain surgeon, Gupta, and Tom Ridge. I saw a Natural News article today, always great reportage, but I didn't see where the links were to Sanjay Gupta and Ridge saying drugs are probably the cause of these shootings. So I went and searched what they said. It might have just been an oversight. And I actually found everything they said. I actually found the transcripts and the videos. I've got those. I told Paul Watson to add links to it. So good for that former head of Homeland Security. Man, what's going on with Tom Ridge? That guy has got like a conscience. He wrote a book saying Bush put out fake terror alerts as a pretext to take our liberties. And now he's come out and said we got to look at these drugs. That's the main, unifying issue. I mean, good job, former head of Homeland Security, Ridge. I mean, by the way, the head of Homeland Security is a puppet, folks. They usually don't even know half of what's going on. This is an outside shadow government, not the front guys you see. And I'm not saying Ridge is a perfect guy. I'm seeing signs, though, that he's got a heart and a soul. And that's all I'm looking for. All right, we'll take some more calls and get Obama phone lady in here. And, the point is that they're telling you what is acceptable behavior. They're telling you what reality is. They're telling you you killed those kids collectively, so you have guilt. And that makes me angry. And they're trying to get more kids killed. Okay? Now, what would George Washington do? Would George Washington cower to Piers Morgan? Well, what would Thomas Paine do? All right, Billy in California. You want to talk about Satan? Go ahead. You're on the air.
Thank you, Jones, for having me on right now.
You bet, buddy.
Just want to talk to you about Jimmy Savile. They just recently found out in the UK articles, a couple of UK articles, that he was involved with satanic ritualism, which is a really big shock, not to us, of course. But
no, David Icke said over a decade ago that he was a pedophile and a Satanist, and that's on record. And he said it about a bunch of other people. David Icke worked at the BBC. You can say what you want about the guy, but like George Orwell, he worked at the highest levels of the BBC. And, of course, Savelle. Yeah, you're right. That's now coming out, the Satanism. Yep.
Yeah, basically, I was hoping, I know you do talk about this, often about how Satanism is involved in this, and I was wondering maybe if you could do a future show really focusing on how deep Satanism has gone, whether it be in Nazism in the past, and how it's led America down this path of darkness, and just really showing people that, we really need to understand that we're dealing with some super high-level demonic activity here as it leads America down the path of destruction.
Well, you could take one look at Jimmy Savelle. I can tell pretty much if somebody's a real Luciferian, and because they look like that in the eyes. I don't care if they're black, white, who they are. And that's a guy that hung out with the royal family like no one else and hung out and, quote, supplied things. He would brag, I supply special things to government parties. And see, they don't trust you at the highest levels of government now. Because here's the news, folks. They don't just hurt the children. Okay, if it all comes out on this guy from my sources, they don't just watch snuff films, and we know that's a huge industry. They produce them. Let's put him back on screen. International Business Times, Jimmy Savelle satanic sex ring claim, star worship the devil. And all these top reporters are coming out and saying, yeah, he would just brag about worshiping the devil, how he was with the royal family. This is a guy who could get into the royal palaces, had his own keys and stuff. Nobody got that. And, that's who they are. That's who we're fighting. I sit here and that's why I should be so serious. I joke around and stuff because I can't be serious all the time or I'd go crazy. But, yes, we're dealing with Satanists that want to torture children to death. That's who we're fighting. That's who runs the government. And if people don't get that, there's no future.
Yeah, just basically at the, when I talk to people about this stuff, that's eventually where I lead them to, and they don't want to believe it. And then when they find out for themselves, they're like, wow, this is really happening. It's really in front of us.
I want people to learn to see the look. You punch it back up. You see that guy? I have been to the court cases. I've covered it with the CPS. Half of them look like that. Men or women, black or white, they look just like that. When you're possessed by whatever demon is in those people, that's what it looks like on your screen if you're a TV viewer. You don't know who Jimmy Savelle is, just search engine it and get ready. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that is a demon of hell. A demon of hell. And the only reason this is all coming out right now is the EU's blackmailing the British government to bring down the England and put them into the EU. Oh, yeah, you didn't know that's why this is all coming out right now? And more even may come out. They may come out on the news someday and say, yeah, we chop kids' heads off and drink their blood as it sprays out of their stump. They'll be like, well, that's good. But I don't want to do that. Well, you're an extremist, Because the Aztecs cut kids' hearts out every day when the sun came up. And if you didn't think that was normal, they'd kill you. You're like, but that's crazy. No. When you're in the devil worshiper kingdom, you're crazy. See, those of us that don't like all this and are like, hey, you're not getting my guns, devil worshipers. They're like, you're mentally ill. We're going to have to put you in solitary. Michelle Dowry is in studio with us, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll cue up the Obama phone famous audio video here in a moment for folks. So new listeners who don't know who she is can get an idea and be reminded. But when she flew into town last night, there were people at the airport taking photos, shooting video of her. Also, there were people when we went out to eat who were coming over, wanting to take photographs with her. That's the power of YouTube. And it wasn't just that it was somebody on there saying, I want Obama to give me something. There's plenty of videos like that. It's that she was interesting and she was funny. And so people ask, why did you bring Obama phone lady down to Austin, Texas to be in studio with us? Well, and her husband as well, who we've had a chance to hang out with, Harvey. We brought her down here because she's a phenomenon. And I guessed the way she disappeared from being an obvious Democratic Party canvasser to disappearing, that they had put her up in an office. And that is indeed what she told me last night on video. And, I thought, hey, let's actually hear from the person, the real person, not just a short clip. Let's see what she really stands for, what she really believes in, just from a sociology perspective, to really understand what is in the mind of someone who really thinks Obama's a great guy. There are a lot of people that think Mitt Romney was a great guy. I didn't like Mitt Romney either. Her son, thinks that I'm a Republican because I don't like Obama. Whenever a Republican gets in office, people think I'm a Democrat because I don't like it when Republican presidents are torturing and wars and all this. I just marvel at how when somebody's guy is in office, be they Republican or Democrat, they suddenly switch off their thinking process. And if the other party was doing that, they'd be upset. But because it's seen as their guy, well, then everything is great. But here is the Obama phone lady clip. Here it is.
Obama. You got Obama phone?
Yes, everybody in Cleveland, low minority, got Obama phone. Keep Obama in president, He gave us a phone.
He gave you a phone?
Do more.
How did he give you a phone?
You sign up if you on food stamps, you on Social Security, you got low income, you disability.
Hey, I have a question. Okay, what's wrong with Romney again?
Romney, he sucks. Bad. Obama.
You got Obama phone?
Yes, everybody in
Okay.
Cleveland, low minority.
Now, she's going to be with us for the next hour and 20 minutes, maybe even into overdrive. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I know we've got callers on other issues holding, but you can address your question to myself and, of course, to Michelle Dowry, who is here in studio with us. But first off, Michelle, I want to commend you for having the courage to come down here. Describe that thinking process and how that happened, and then tell people a little bit about yourself.
Okay, you fans. My name is Michelle Dowry. I live in Cleveland, Ohio. I work for the Obama campaign. The campaign was over November 11th. I went out and campaigned for Obama to get voters in to vote for Obama. One thing I liked what I did, this was like my second year campaigning. He won this the second 4 years. The first 4 years I did it, and it's the second. A lot of people didn't know about voting. They thought if you had a warrant for your arrest, you couldn't vote. I explained to them that had anything to do with it. Some people wanted to vote, thought if they go get an ID that the police would get them. No. We had people that wasn't from this country, but they had foreign IDs, which they've been here 2-3 years. They need to go change it over and get a state ID to vote. It was very nice, very interesting what I did.
When you talk about people, U.S. citizens that have been out of the country?
Yeah, we had people that was from overseas, a few of them that didn't even have Ohio State ID and been here 2-3 years. So I explained.
Were they U.S. citizens?
Yeah, they were not from Ohio.
But they were U.S. citizens.
Right. They were U.S. citizens now, but they didn't even take the effort to get their state ID yet. So I opened some doors for a couple of them people, too, because, once I told them how you had to have a state ID and to vote, they went and got a state ID and they voted.
Let me be honest with you. The first thing that pops in some listeners' minds, and the first thing that, popped in my wife's mind was, oh, the Obama phone lady, don't be mean to her. Obviously, I'm not here to get you here to be mean to you. In fact, contrary to that, I would like to try to see if I can communicate with you and actually show you the fact that Obama is just as bad as the Republicans, probably even worse, and that he does not have your best interest at heart, and he's an incredible liar. But again, that's my view. Tell us why you like Obama.
Well, I liked Obama. I had seen him last year win, and some things had went on by me being a minority and didn't know no better. I know he really didn't set the phones off. Once I spoke on that on YouTube, they showed me that it was passed, but when Obama got an election, it was Obama phones. That's how. Well,
they radically increased the funding.
Right. But he didn't put that bill out for us to get the Obama phone. That was Clinton, right?
Yes.
Okay,
but
so...
did you know that my mother now calls her phone the Obama phone?
Well, everybody in Cleveland calls them Obama phones. If you look on, and this is weird.
But we just call cell phones Obama phones now, period.
Well, that's not...
It's like people don't call search engines, they call them Googles.
Well, I never knew about it till I applied and I got one. So they are called Obama's phone. He got the name for them, but he didn't.
How many Obama phones do you have?
One. But my sister has 4 or 5 of them, so that's what really pressed me to get them because I work. My sister don't work. She have no kids. She got 4 or 5. She got 3 or 4 Obama phones and don't pay a bill. Here I am. I got Revel and I pay every month.
Now, expanding on that, I mean, do you see the danger of people getting to where they're dependent on the government?
Yes, I do. Even myself. But I'm coming out of it.
Well, I mean, you've got a job.
Yes, I got a job. I started the day after Christmas, 26th of December.
My issue is, obviously, government at some levels needs to be there as a safety net, but government, and I can actually, after the show today, show you some of their statements, about 100 years ago said, we need to take control of society. We're going to do it by making people dependent. And they didn't set up welfare and stuff to help people. They set it up to control people.
Right. And that's true. I seen that with my own eyes in Cleveland, in Ohio. They set it up to control you and have some where they can feed back and get you right in. You know, I'm one of the ones. I got a child that I get child support for. And by me getting the child support, here it is, the child is 10 years old. The dad been working off and on, and we're not getting any money. And I'm asking the child support people, what you mean? Here he is working. I need to send the Channel News people in there because here he is working, and he keeps saying they're taking the money out, but we ain't getting none. And we haven't got any. He's 10 years old. So here I am right now. Where's Obama now? You know, and like one thing, I'm glad he won the elections, but I want to see what he's going to do.
In fact, you told me that last night. What do you expect Obama to do? What could he do?
What could he do? He could do a lot. He's the man with the plan on the 25th of January. But is he going to do it? You know? And I know they keep saying it takes time, it takes time, it takes time. Only thing I seen he did, they passed the election and people calling Obama phones. But further in Ohio, I haven't seen him do too much. He haven't even put up his office on Lee and Harvard. He's supposed to be rebuilding it and everything. You haven't did that yet.
Let me ask you a question. Have you noticed prices have gone up on most products?
Oh, yeah. Prices, gas, cigarettes.
Do you know what the private Federal Reserve is?
No, I don't.
Well, this country was taken over in 1913 by offshore European banks, and they've been devaluing the dollar ever since, but most of the devaluations happened in the last 15 years or so. Mm-hmm. And Obama has got the printing presses turned up on high, but all that's doing is devaluing the dollar. The president really can't do anything for the people long term. Anything he does do will end up being turned towards bad. That's the problem with big government. That's why it doesn't work.
I heard that too.
Did you know that in communities, in the black community, that, quote, illegitimacy, that is the parents getting divorced or the dad never being there, was less than 10% back in the 50s, and now it's over 90%?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the state has taken over. But it's not just the black community. It's happening everywhere now.
Right.
I mean, it's like a plague. Wherever government takes over, I mean, what will more government money do?
Well, what I look at it is, well, what government money do is nothing. It's not doing anything. Here I am as a living sacrifice, and they haven't did anything to me. You know, feed us and get bigger and bigger with the food stamps. Father's cash, they've been stopped the cash. So he's not really doing anything right now.
But how did we go from being able to feed the whole world 50 years ago to where we can't even produce our own food now? See, globalism is poverty. Mm-hmm. The policy is poverty. They want to make you poor so that they can control you. Do you know how horses got domesticated? Do you know how pigs got domesticated? Do you know how cows got domesticated?
No, I don't.
Well, it's the same way we're becoming domesticated. You simply set up an area and start putting food out for them. Then they get used to eating it. Then you put a fence up around it but leave a gate open. Then they start going in. Then you just go close the gate one day. Then you make them come to you when they're starving to get the food. Mm. And pretty soon you're on a spit being basically roasted. That's being sent off to fight illegal wars. Here's an example. To get welfare, in a lot of states, they try to force you to take vaccines. Do they tell you, do you know folks that are on welfare?
Yes.
Do they tell you that you've got to take vaccines?
No.
They don't?
No.
Do you take vaccines?
No.
You don't?
No.
Why?
Vaccines?
Yes.
Vaccination shots?
Yeah.
Because I had all my shots.
What would you say if I told you that they put all sorts of deadly things in those shots?
Well, that's now. I'm a little older, so I won't need no vaccination shot.
Well, they are starting to try to make adults take them. Do you know about the Tuskegee experiments?
Where they put them in animals or something?
Hold on, I've got my phone going off here. Got my Obama phone going off right here. Anyways, now we're having a serious interview here all of a sudden. You were pretty wound up last night, so was I.
I am still wound up.
Look, I've got so many questions here that I could ask, and I know we've got so many callers on so many fronts. Let me just give you one example right here, because I'm not here to beat you up because you're an Obama supporter. I mean, I get the argument of, well, the Republicans, they're, torture, secret arrest, wars, lying, corporate welfare, banker bailouts. At least Obama says he wants to help me. My issue is, did you hear how they paid $22 billion to ship General Motors, Cadillac, and Volt plants to China? Mm. Now, I mean, it's one thing if they left the country. We paid to make them leave.
Right.
And there's hundreds of things like that. Did you know Congress wouldn't pass a law that he's shutting down our coal power plants and power prices are going up everywhere? Yeah. You know why that is?
No. People, I don't know. No, I don't.
My point is, Obama is a front man for some very dangerous criminal organizations. Have you heard of the New World Order?
A little bit. I heard you talking.
Okay, these are people that want you dead.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard about the tens of thousands of experiments killing U.S. troops, killing foster children?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah, I mean, they admit, they want you to know all day, we're the government, we kill you.
Right.
Did you hear about the thousands of black people injected with syphilis?
Yeah, I heard about that.
That's Tuskegee.
Right.
Now, that's the reason I raised that, not because you're black, but because people have heard of that.
Right.
That was a 50-year program, okay, and nobody got in trouble for that.
Right.
Did you know the UN gave millions of kids in India vaccines last year, and 60+ thousand of them got paralyzed? I mean, those kids are never going to run and play again. They're paralyzed. A lot of them died. Now, did you know they put that in the back of the paper like it was like they were talking about the price of gasoline or something?
Mm.
Now, why would the government put U.S. troops in chambers and nerve gas them to death? Guys hadn't done anything.
Right.
Black, white, kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Why would we trust them?
In a way, I really don't. As I'm a living sacrifice now here in America, and I did all this work for the help with Obama. You got paid $sign nice and everything. But 4 years ago, he said what he was going to do, and he still ain't done it. Why is it taking so long? He said the mothers that, like me, got kids, a 10 and a 15-year-old, how should if I don't have a job just getting food stamps? How could I live? How could I pay my rent? And these are people that press for you to win. And then I look at him like he being a black president. At least he look out for the black minority who got you in this chair. Because even with me doing what I did, by it being a lot of big shot white guys around, they didn't really want to see me go from canvassing on the streets to an office job. Do you know right before it was over, they gave me that job in the office maybe a week or two at the last minute after I had already walked 5 or 6 miles?
Well, see, here's the thing. You're a really nice lady. The way you described it to me, tell folks, I mean, tell us how they called you in after the Obama phone video went viral. I mean, describe that, because you told me last night.
Okay, well, when I got the job that I was doing, walking in the field service, they called me in the office, and they was like, do you know how you showed your ass? How I really talked to the cameraman, and I said what I said. And I said the first thing came to my heart. And he was like, do you know that Obama didn't get the phones? It don't matter. People are walking around, even you, the job that I got, the phone you gave me say Obama. So if this is all what we see and know, this is what people thinking that Obama.
And then you told me they put you in the office.
They gave me an office job.
So that you wouldn't be on the street.
That I wouldn't be on the street.
And then what did they tell you about that?
Well, when I got in the office job, they told me they didn't want me on the street because I had so many voters for Obama. You know, I was really going out there talking. They knew because at the end of the day, turning your paperwork, I got over 75 to 100 people.
But do you really believe you did such a good job we pulled you off it?
Right. But I don't believe that. I believe they pulled me off because he was full of stuff, too.
Well, but see, the difference is here with me, Michelle, is I'm talking to you straight.
Right.
See, I don't see you as a human resource to be used.
Right.
I see you as a real person who has incredible potential.
Right.
And I want you to know that I have Margaret Sanger in all the documents where they said about 100 years ago, they said, we're going to go in and take over the black community. We're going to hire their leaders. And we're going to get abortion legalized so we can kill these people. The Democratic Party exists to put you 6 feet under. The Republicans are a bunch of gangsters too, but the Democrats, the modern Democratic Party, is designed to kill black people. We'll be right back, okay?
All right.
Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. You're the pretender. What if I say I will never surrender? Folks, she's subdued right now, but during the break, she was her old Obama phone lady self. Michelle Dowry is here with us in the studio. A whole nother hour coming up, and we will also open the phones up as well. But continuing here, I sent the guys over to McDonald's to get a Happy Meal because, and I don't do this to be condescending, I do this to get it all out in the open. Wow, that's where I've never seen a Happy Meal where it's torn open. My son must have been in this. See, it's designed to get kids to go after it. But it's the same thing with adults. A free phone, it's like Indians selling Manhattan for a box full of glass beads that didn't even cost, you know, half a pound or British sterling. It's selling your birthright for baubles. The government shouldn't be the place we're getting phones from. The government, guys, I don't think that door is completely shut. Can we shut that door completely? Thank you. This is the type of issue that we're dealing with here. And it is an artificial system. You know, not only is this meant to lure kids in, a bunch of GMO crud with Monsanto on the board of this organization. And it's a Happy Meal, but really what it is a spider's web. So, you know, here's my issue. That's the same thing with the Obama phone. It's like a Happy Meal. In fact, you've got the Obama phone right there, don't you?
Yes, sir.
It's like Excalibur. Hold it up for the camera. People can see that. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. And again, just to be clear about this, the Republicans out there, half of them work for defense contractors. They're getting government money too. I'm not here judging you because you want an Obama phone. What about all the corporate welfare? What about the trillions in banker bailouts? Did you know for every dollar that went to banker bailouts, they had like $1 in welfare? Again, if we are going to have a socialist system, the people are sure selling out cheap.
Right.
Why didn't you like Romney?
Romney was going to take the food stamps. He was going to take the stamps. He was going to make us work for the food stamps. What else he said he was going to do? He was going to cut our hours back. You know, in Ohio, they got the cameras. He was up on the camera with the speeding, and Romney was really on it.
I mean, Obama is continuing and expanding NSA spying. Obama has signed a law where they can secretly disappear American citizens and even kill us called the NDAA. He's got drone attacks going on all over the world. Again, I'm not saying Romney's good either. My point is they're all really bad, and Obama isn't your friend. What do you think of Obama continuing torture?
What do I think he's continuing to torture? Is that what you said?
Yes, I mean, are you aware of his foreign policy?
A little bit.
My point is that, I mean, do you think torture is okay?
No.
What about drone attacks?
No.
Where they're just bombing. And by the way, the countries where they're bombing, it's illegal. Right. There's no declaration of war. They're just flying around killing whoever they want. Do you think Obama really cried on TV for the dead kids at Sandy Hook?
No.
You think it was fake?
A little bit. I mean, he got to play his part. He's the president. I mean, if he goes out and cry to every little situation, hell, he wouldn't have no tears left. You know? He got to play his part, too.
The whole world is a stage, each of his players upon it?
No. I'm not going to agree on that one.
But you're saying, here's the deal, I don't play my part. I mean, if I cry, I really am crying.
Mm-hmm.
My point is, they'll kill hundreds of innocent people at a wedding to get one bad guy they claim.
Mm-hmm.
And Obama doesn't cry for all those little kids. Have you seen the video of little kids in Libya and Syria with their lower jaws blown off and stuff?
Right.
Screaming for mommy?
Right.
Why isn't Obama crying for them?
Well, he probably felt sad and moved on. But I think he could have did more.
Well, he is doing more. He's bombing more countries. I thought it would be fun to get the Obama phone lady in studio. No one knew who she was. There was that one video. Then she disappeared off the radar screen. Well, she's now down here with us in Austin, Texas. We had a great time last night. I don't want to say you're nervous, but you're real serious now. During the breaks, you've been having a little bit more fun. I want to go to some phone calls. I want to go to a bunch of Twitter questions, a big stack of them that have also come in here. And I've got a bunch of other points I want to go over with you here today. But you were talking about the hope that Obama will do things that will make your life and other people's lives better. There's certainly nothing wrong with wanting a better life. What do you think Obama can do?
He can do anything he want to do. He's the president. It might take a little time, but, he can do anything. The president, if he wanted to build me a house from the ground, he could do that. He's the president.
But he would have to take it from somebody else to do it.
Right. That's like anybody else.
And then he would have to choose who got to build it. And, of course, that'll be his friends.
But that's okay. He's the president. He got that pull to do whatever he could do. They go that Obama phone.
Go ahead and take it.
All right there. Hello? I'm on the air. I can't talk to you guys. My minutes are up, my Obama phone.
Continue. But don't you get that kings and presidents and others would say, just do it before? And it's called tyranny. I mean, there's got to be rules that the president just can't do whatever he wants.
That's true. He's the president. He can't do everything he wants to do, but,
Did you see all the people? Well, we'll talk about it later. Let's take some phone calls right now. Ryan in Texas, you were on the phone with the real live Obama phone lady. Go ahead.
Hi, I was wanting to, really know what deep down made you support Obama.
Deep down, why does she support Obama?
Yeah, it's like the core reason why that makes her support Obama.
I mean, is it reflected glory? Is it that you feel like you're part of something?
No, I didn't feel like I was part of anything. I had a job to do. Like now I got a job. I'm making a little money. And when I did the campaign for Obama, I made the big money. But as I was out there campaigning to get voters to vote for Obama, one thing I pressed was, what kind of phone you got? And it was like, Obama phone. How you get it? They didn't know like I didn't know. So that was wrong, led me to get them out there for the vote. But if you really look at it, if you got a quarter, you ain't saying where the quarter come from. It's just a quarter. Just like the phones, they were free.
No, I understand. It's Pavlovian. I mean, the government is giving you something, therefore it must be good. But take your job you've got now. Did you know the payroll taxes just went way up? The amount of money they're taking out of your check? Remember, Obama said he wouldn't raise your taxes.
No, I didn't. I haven't got a check yet.
Well, listen, we're going to have to try to work this out because I'd like you to do some auxiliary reporting for us. But I first have to get you to the point where you understand. I mean, everybody's heard about government doing medical experiments on people. Caller, did you have anything else you wanted to add?
Yeah, I was also wanting to know her views on the gun control bill they're trying to pass.
I'm going to ask her that when we come back from break because that's a big one, and I want everybody to be able to respond to that. In fact, when we come back from break, we'll get into the gun situation. I asked her about that last night, and we'll get to some of these Twitter questions as well. Thank you for the call, Ryan. And we're going to go to Jerry and others also on the other side of this quick break, and she's with us. Michelle Dowry is in studio with us, and she is the Obama phone lady. And if you want to see the quintessential Obama voter, I think she represents it. And she's a nice lady, and I understand that this country's in a depression, and you get to a point where, the government is there providing for you, you start having allegiance for it. So pretty soon the government takes from one group, gives to another. They've got them at a subsistence level. There's no real economy left. Everybody's on the government plantation, and game over. The globalists win. We'll come right back with the one, the only, the Obama phone lady. It's very, very somber in here. But we've got a lot of video of her behind the scenes. She's a crackerjack. We'll be right back. All right, well, let's talk about it. Okay, we're here with the real live Obama phone lady, and now her name is revealed. She's that mystery person. I'm like, I want that lady on. What's her name? Let's find her. And our listeners found her. Now, she's since been called by The View. She's reportedly going to go on that soon, and a bunch of other stations. But she's here first with us, and she's a little subdued today. I think we had a few too many beers last night. I'm joking. We didn't know. Actually, we did. Anyways, but she's going to be on the nightly news with us tonight as well. And I want to go back to your calls. I want to go over a whole bunch of issues. I want to take your Twitter questions here today. But you heard the last caller, but we were going to break. Where do you stand on the right to keep and bear arms? You're not on a Perry Mason up on a courtroom. We're not. We just want to know where you come from. Where do you stand on the Second Amendment? Where do you stand on the right to own guns?
I'm against that.
There you go. So you want the government to have guns, but not the people.
No guns at all. Have faith in God.
Well, God has faith in those that have faith in themselves. See, I mean,
I'm not into the guns, and to me, it's a lot of nonsense with that.
I'm not into guns with the government having them.
No.
I mean, the government has bought 1.6 billion bullets, armored vehicles, helicopters, SWAT teams. A SWAT team busted in and shot an innocent guy 16 times, and they said it was justified because he was reaching to turn the light on, and they lied and said he had 4 guns, which he didn't. And even though they got caught lying, because it's about officer safety. So I got an idea. How about everyone on Earth but police commit suicide? 6 billion, 300 million people commit suicide, but the 15 million police or so worldwide for their safety. Because if they think it's their safety, they kill you. How about everyone on Earth commit suicide so they're safe? That's what the New World Order wants. They want to have world government to set up a medical tyranny to force cancer virus injections into us via vaccines, and GMO they force feed us. And these globalists think we're so dumb, Michelle, they've written books how they're doing it to us. Do you know about, about Tuskegee? Why do you trust a government that nerve gassed our own troops? Did you hear about in New York City how they were giving little kids, mainly black kids, because the government loves black kids so much, wants to give you free stuff. No, they're not your friends. I'm trying to really reach out to you here. And I understand they've shut the economy down. I understand things are desperate. I get all that. I understand that. And what I'm saying is, the New York Daily News 6 years ago reported they were testing pesticides on little kids till they killed them. Now, see, I happen to care about those kids no matter what color they are. They happen to be mainly black. Right. Because for some reason, in the liberal intelligentsia, it's okay. But some of the CPS workers blew the whistle and said, these kids are dying. Is this okay? Should we be killing them? Because we're the government. I mean, is it okay for the government to chain little black kids down and feed pesticides to them?
No.
Bug poison.
No.
Now, I can show you all these articles. Now, does that sound like a nice group of people there?
No.
Okay. You told me, you and Harvey told me why you want the guns taken last night, and I understand it. Why don't you repeat what you said?
Well, I don't want the guns for the president to get them. The people out here, you could buy guns on the street. You could buy them from police officers. I
know that's where you go to get drugs and everything. The police, yeah.
Right. And just by me being on your talk show and thinking about it, them are the biggest cruel people there is. Just by you saying about the guns. They go buy it. The president got all these guns and protected, but what about the people that help you protect us?
Well, here's the deal. I've talked to people at MTV, multiple people, who said in the mid-'90s, they said, we're going to promote this gangster rap to take over the culture. That's a time bomb. And the rappers are killing each other. They'll have $50 million in the bank, but to be a man, they'll shoot somebody. I get, because that's what Harvey, your husband, was saying. He goes, look, I've had nephews killed. I get that that's terrible and horrible. And there's a lot of rappers like KRS-One, who's one of my listeners, and others, and Professor Griff, who are saying that's wrong. And you know what? It is a program for blacks to kill each other. So I'm against that inner city violence. Believe me, but that isn't a reason for everybody else to lose their guns. Take Chicago. You know they have the highest crime rate in the world?
Right.
We're on the radio in Chicago.
That's not for them. You're right.
But they've taken the guns there. Only law-abiding citizens then gave their guns up. So see, if I could walk through with Obama supporters, and it doesn't mean you go vote for Romney. That's why we're in so much trouble. Did you know the very same interests fund both men?
Yeah, I knew that.
But then Obama, he is charming. He's like, hey, I'm going to take care of you. You know what? I'm going to. Did you see in the first campaign people going, oh, thank you, Mr. President. I'm going to get a free house. I'm going to get a free car.
Right.
And those people did not get free houses and free cars.
He didn't do nothing for Lee and Harvard. He promised them people he was going to get a big office if he win this time. You heard him on the news say how he come back to Cleveland and Detroit and get us low black minorities to vote. But look how we living. Lee and Harvard in Cleveland, Ohio, still where his office at is still the same.
Well, I mean, here and again, Obama said, I will not sign the NDAA. Don't worry about beating it. Because there was opposition. It was going to get beaten. He said, but I'm going to veto it. So people said, well, just let it pass.
Right.
Then he signed it.
Right. So he went against our word and signed it anyway.
But the point is, it turned out he wrote it.
Right.
I mean, this guy makes, it's devilish lying. Okay, and Romney's a devilish liar, too. The point is that it's how far gone we are, Michelle, is why things are getting worse and worse. Let me play you a clip here. This is Obama saying, your payroll tax, nothing's going up. Did you know more than 14 taxes are going up? And there's a 3.8% tax on investments. There's another tax on payroll. There's taxes across the board that have gone up on almost every American that works. 77% of Americans got a tax increase. You can just type that into a search engine. Now, when you get your next paycheck, I guess when you get back, I want you to notice in there all the little things that are taken out, okay? Now, are you rich?
Heck no.
Did you know that Kennedy cut taxes by 50%? Do you know what happened a year later?
Gave it back.
Tax receipts doubled. Did you know the government knows if they cut taxes, there's a boom and that more money comes in? Michelle, why would they want to raise taxes?
I don't know.
Why would they want to chain kids down and dump pesticide down their throat?
I don't know.
See, did you see that news article about the top BBC presenter being a Satanist with kids?
Yeah.
Why would he want to do that with little kids? He's a Satanist, that's why.
Right, that's a Satanist.
And see, the devil comes as an angel of light.
It's true, that's in the Bible.
And will speak scripture. Okay? This government is the most evil government the world has ever seen. Our government funded Hitler and then destroyed him. Our government created Lenin and Stalin. Did you know that's declassified? Did you know our government put Mao Zedong in? Declassified. Mao Zedong conservatively killed 66 million people. The Chinese government says 80+ million. You know how many people that is? A sports stadium's 100,000.
That's almost more or over. 140 you got.
Yeah, 100,000 people. How many sports stadiums is 80 million people?
2, 3.
Starved to death, lined up and shot. You know, our government shipped in shiploads of bullets. So you just mow them down. It's not our government. They're called eugenicists. Eugenicists. They're scientific dictators. Obama is reading off a teleprompter. And we've got to realize that the entire system is evil. And I don't want to sit here and preach at you. Let's play this first clip. This is Obama 4 years ago saying, I will never raise your taxes, not $1. Here it is.
And I can make a firm pledge. Under my plan, no family making less than $250,000 a year will see any form of tax increase. Not your income tax, not your payroll tax, not your capital gains taxes, not any of your taxes.
That's a firm pledge. Now, guys, just because he's here, I know I only got 2 guys doing the job of 8 people. Will somebody just type in 77% of Americans got payroll tax increase? People making $30,000 or up now is 30,000 250,000? Is that a lie right there?
That's a lie.
George Herbert Walker Bush got thrown out of office for reading my lips, no new taxes. People tell me now, well, they just lie. That's what they do. Well, I know they're liars, so I'm not going to turn my guns in. Let's go to the next clip here for you. Let's play this clip. This is him 4 years ago saying, I'm not coming after your handgun or your rifle, your shotgun. Here's that clip.
When y'all go home and you're talking to your buddies and they say, he wants to take my gun away. You've heard it here. I'm on television, so everybody knows it. I believe in the Second Amendment. I believe in people's lawful right to bear arms. I will not take your shotgun away. I will not take your rifle away. I won't take your handgun away.
Okay, what does the devil do?
What does the devil do?
The devil lies.
Lies, cheats.
What's the devil's #1 name in the Bible? The deceiver.
Satan.
The deceiver.
Deceiver.
The deceiver.
The deceiver.
The enemy.
The enemy.
I know a deceiver and an enemy when I see one. Now, did he just pledge to me he wouldn't come after my guns? Now they got bills he supports that will make me hand in all my semi-autos, my handguns.
Yep. He lied.
And here's what's even worse, Michelle. They've all written papers in our public saying they want all our guns taken.
Right.
And then Piers Morgan sits there and says, nobody wants your guns. That makes me mad. He's lying to my face.
Right.
Okay. Michelle, I'm going to give you some films covering eugenics and what they're really doing, and then we're going to have you back on. But when we come back, we're going to take more calls, get to more questions, and more lies with Obama Phone Lady. I'm Alex Jones.
All right.
She's here. She's the Obama lady. I promise we're going to your calls here in just a moment and a bunch of your tweet questions. But look, we're getting right down to the bottom of it here. You know the government's corrupt and bad, and so you're like, oh, there's all this emotion about the poor kids. Yeah, let's turn our guns in. Then you start thinking about, hey, who's really running things? Is it good to have only the government with guns? And then it sounds like you're starting to agree with me.
Well, that I learned and found out, and you showed me in paperwork and on TV what he said. You know, I don't put nothing past anybody. I've been a mother of 5 kids, single mother, and they told me if I sign my name, they're going to give me so much of food stamps, so much of cash. But then they put me on a budget and say, this is it. If the rent's $600 and you're only giving me $300, how am I going to make it with 5 kids?
But see, that's the end of humanity, where they break up our families and then the state pays for things and they control everything.
Well, you got a point there, because I'm a living example right now. When I lost that job.
Your earpiece fell out. It's okay. Hey, guys, come help her, please. Because she had it off, and then I put it back in, and I don't really know how to do it.
Well, here I go. Like when that's.
He's going to help you. Go ahead. So it's good radio. By the way, you're wound up during the breaks. Just be yourself. Go ahead. Okay. I'm not telling you to be wound up, but you're wound up normally.
Okay.
It's not like you're in a courtroom or something. Go ahead.
Well, see, like I was saying, I don't hear anything.
That's because we're not taking calls right now. Okay. Go ahead.
Well, see, like I was saying, listening to Alex Jones, and he's telling me, and I seen it on the news, that's true. Because those people wired me up to work for $11 an hour. And for a couple months, and then they threw me out the door. They got what they wanted from me, and you're off. And that's true, because even when I got a paycheck, I went to the boss and I said, you mean I worked and you didn't take out any taxes? Now, how could you do that? Because I'm working for Obama? He should get the same privileges I'm working for.
Well, you're a contractor is why it happened. But I've noticed with the Obama folks, they won't even give people the tax forms because they're above the law.
Well, we didn't get a tax form. They didn't take out any taxes. It didn't go. Now I got a job that hit right to the government with the welfare. My stamps got cut, everything. When I was working for Obama, I got everything off the trip. That right there tells you that it's not right.
Well, look, all I can say is they're doing everything they can to make it not pay to actually work. Or if you do work, you can't live on it.
I can't. And that's true, sir. I just got a job, and I'm glad I met you, Alex Jones. I just got a job, and I'm making a little bit, but it's not what I was making with Obama. When I was with Obama, I was making a nice dollar, could pay my rent. Here it go. After November was over, I'm out of a job. I couldn't even apply for unemployment or any of that. So like he was saying, like you say, Alex Jones, I believe that. Because when I got out of work...
We'll fix your earpiece after the break. I'm sorry. I'll get it plugged in properly and get you audio and stuff, okay?
Keep talking.
No, it's okay. Just don't worry about it, okay? You just got up, got unplugged, and never got plugged back in, right? We're going to get you audio during the next thing. Or we can just do this whole segment on it right now. You know, again, this is a program of domination, a program of total control. This is a program of domestication. That's what's happening. Let's jam a phone call in here. Jerry in Connecticut, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi there, Michelle. You know, you should check out Dick Gregory's interview with Alex Jones. It'll clue you in a lot to what's really going on in the world and give you a better perspective, because you know Dick Gregory. He's been around for the civil rights movement. He's been part of everything. He's seen everything. He's a man who knows the real world. He knows 9/11 is an inside job. He knows they killed JFK, RFK, and Martin Luther King, and they're the people who want all the guns because they want to put us in the damn camps.
That's true.
That's the end of the story. You know, they want to make us dependent so we can't live on our own. We can't make our own money and stuff like that. And you got to realize this is a sucker game. And I'll give you one good example. The guys who basically funded Romney and also funded Obama, Goldman Sachs. You know, they play derivatives on foods around the world. And everybody's been screaming, every civil rights group, because they've been killing millions of kids, because every time they push the prices of food up through their manipulation of the food prices, they're killing millions of kids in Africa and Asia, and Obama says nothing.
Yeah, exactly. When food goes up, like, this is a great caller. We're going to hold you over, sir. Stay right there. I'm going to come back to you, Jerry. He's exactly right. When they increase food prices 30-40% here, people just might not get as much food. Most people are living at a subsistence survival level. They starve to death. And then the answer is, oh, well, there's too many people, let them die anyways. Okay, let's just say that's true. I don't agree with it. The globalists see us exactly the same as well. They want us dead. Stay there. Go up to Infowars.com. You can see some of the great Photoshop artwork by the Infowars graphics team. It's Piers Morgan machine gunning the Bill of Rights and Constitution with an AR-15. Rahm Emanuel, take American people out of Second Amendment debate. And he is now announcing that they want to use executive orders. Again, they're expanding that. Chicago mayor, limit access to guns. Chicago mayor and former Obama chief of staff Rahm Emanuel has proposed restricting the discussion over firearms ownership in America to law enforcement. I mean, what a dictator. Guys, will you get that audio for me? It's just unbelievable. That's up at Infowars.com. This is just off the chart. And again, I covered this at the start of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, they are saying they're going to use executive orders, rulemaking, but Schumer came out and said, we'll just order gun shops to do what we want. And by the way, you're like, well, they can't do that outside law. The ATF's already been doing that. So Michelle, Obama phone lady, we're going to go back to the caller, Jerry, and then hurry through some others and get to some Twitter questions. You're going to be on the news with us tonight for a more lively discussion. I know we're just, a little more calm here, except during the breaks. Why are you so restrained right now? Which is fine. I guess we're having a serious discussion.
Well, I'm phenomenal about what's going on, and I thank God that I came here because I seen it with my own eyes. And
I guess, you were saying you've never seen the footage of yourself except on smartphones. You have a computer at home?
No.
So all you've got, mainstream television.
Mainstream television and my Obama phone.
Which isn't a smartphone, right? It's just a regular phone.
Regular phone.
So, yeah, because we couldn't send you text messages. So, literally, what's the number? I saw a number like 65 million Americans only have access to a television.
Oh, it's a lot of them.
How many people in your community did just only have a television?
Oh, a lot. A lot of people.
And so you didn't know he told all those lies?
No.
I've got a bunch of others.
But I knew that he lied because about 4 years ago when I worked for the Obama campaign, campaign, he said he was going to renovate Harvard in the Lee area. And that's where he started, where I started campaigning for him. Here it is, 4 years went on, and now I'm at another 4 years. And that place still looks the same.
Now, they've only put a few $100 billion into infrastructure, which is, if you are going to have government funding, that actually gets the economy going and gives real people jobs.
Right.
If it's not given to your select buddies only. But they've spent, last time I saw, something like $47 trillion has been, $47 trillion. You have to understand, the whole country's GDP is like 47 trillion. I think I said billion. Those numbers are so big. He only spent a few $100 billion on infrastructure total in the last 4 years, and then 47 trillion to offshore megabanks. And you're like, well, where'd that money go?
Right.
It went into derivatives. Ooh. So it didn't even really go anywhere. It was propping up garbage. And then you're like, well, okay, well, then why are they doing it? To suck real money out of the economy and get us into debt. See, we've been signed on. It'd be like if I put a chain on your leg, okay, that was impossible to get off, tied to, let's say, a bowling ball that weighed 500 tons. Are you going to ever be able to pull out of that?
No.
Okay, what if I threw you over the edge of a dock with that on your leg?
No.
So now you're going to be on the bottom of the lake.
Right.
It's impossible, and it's not our debt. So what I'm saying is, Michelle, they're predators. They're bad. They do everything they can to bankrupt you so that you've got to go to them because they want control.
And that's true because I'm going to show, for instance, how you say of control. I had a friend that was a school teacher, and when she lost her job, she went to apply for the unemployment. They turned her down. When she went to the welfare, they gave her the money. But by her not being, have you worked as a school teacher, now you're not working and you're on government assistance, do you know how low that is? So she dropped down that low. She started drinking beer. They sell beer in the store, but she would get so drinking. I guess her mind went crazy, but she would drink so much beer. Then it got into what the system got in her life. And I was like, well, how could they take that quick? And just by her applying, losing her job, applying for the government, they contacted her, took her kids, put them in foster care and all that. And I'm like, here it is, a working woman, been a teacher for all these years, and it wasn't enough money after she lost the job or laid off.
And they took her kids.
And her kids. But if you go down of the lane of how she got corrupted like that, when she got corrupted, she started drinking. When she got drinking, I'm like, it got to be help. Let's see about putting her in a place. When we tried to put her in one of those detox places, by her being on welfare, she couldn't get in. I'm like, here it is, a woman need help just because of her welfare. She can't get in. But it really hindered a friend of mine. And I couldn't feel that she works 12, 13 years as a school teacher. She bought this humongous house for these 7 kids. And today, right now, all 7 are her kids, they went through that stage with that, but they're doctors, social workers. They really...
There you go. The average foster child is on 7 psychotropic drugs, about 67, 68%. And those drugs are designed to fry their brains.
Right.
Did they put the kids on drugs?
Well, they tried to get me. I got a son that was tested of HHD or...
Totally made up.
Totally. I got a doctor. The gas get cut off by me, my family, and everybody going to Agnotaway, and I'm putting her on there. Agnotaway is a good doctor in Ohio. She knew me, my parents' parents. It's like a generation went down. And
see, that's family. Family is power.
Right.
The system wants to get rid of that. And they want federalized health care so that doctor can't do what they want. The state wants to be the doctor. See, they're going to
believe that because the day right now, my doctor is getting old. Her and her husband used to take care of me. Now my kids go to her. The husband has got a lot of arthritis going on. He ain't in there no more. It's just her. But people are smart. They're from China. You know what they're doing? They're sending the whole family to take up for what she's doing. The mother, the first it was the husband and wife Agnotaway. Now it's the kids, the husband and the wife being doctors. Like I told you about Alex Jones' show. That little kid of yours, he's going to be the next Alex Jones. Believe that. We get old. We can't keep going on and on.
That's the plan.
That's the plan, but I'm quite sure if something happened to you, this little kid going to be here if this what he like doing.
That's all. You can't drag him away from it.
No.
And he's a lot smarter than I am.
And just like they say, it's what we teach them. I have kids now, and they told me, you can't send that son. I got a son that I grew up on welfare and a low black minority, single parent with 5 kids. That's Satan the devil is a liar. My son is Tyrone Mixon. He graduated from Hiram College. He's a social worker, a VA social worker. But
see how he survived the system, but now he works for the system.
Right. But only way that he got through was that for me being a low black minority with my low income. Because we couldn't use the dad income because he worked at Chevy Boulevard. We had to use my income with my 5 kids. And I couldn't understand that, but as we kept going and he went to Hiram for 4 years, we were eligible.
All right, let's go back to the calls. This is amazing. You're getting wound up now. Ooh, but we got a lot of great footage, too. You're awesome. Let's go ahead and, again, Obama phone lady is here. And some people online thought I was going to get her here just to be mean to her. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't need to be mean to people to feel powerful about myself. It is upsetting, you saying, I vote for Obama, I'm going to get a free phone, he's going to do more. But there was that humanity, and you knew it was funny when you were saying it. And so, yes, we're laughing, but we're not really laughing at you, we're laughing with you. What did you think I was going to do when you got down here?
Well, one thing about it, and two for sure, you can't nobody make you look funny if you don't allow them to make you look funny. I knew whatever thing I did on YouTube with Obama, the people were not happy. And I don't know why, but I was happy because I was out there campaigning, and when it came time for that cameraman to run up on me, I said, if he run up on me again, I'm talking. And our bosses had already told us.
Hey, your bosses had told you? Sorry.
He had already told us. Them cameramans run up on you, you leave them alone. I said, not me, walk 2 miles, and the man keep brushing me with a camera. He pushed me, and the next time he pushed me, I got to talking. It was more than just me talking.
Oh, wait a minute. That guy pushed you to get you mad.
He pushed me, and when he pushed me, he started talking. What he gonna do? And Aronimy was just getting out the truck.
Now, you call him O'Romney.
Aronimy fool.
Tell us about, you saw Mitt Romney. Tell the story.
Well, while I was campaigning, as you've seen on YouTube, we were walking in the circles, but Aronimy was standing there and just got out of a truck entering the building. And they told us to holler and hold our signs up and say more and more to him. And if I can holler at Aronimy, what about this little man with this camera behind me? So they kept on saying, don't talk, keep it moving, keep it moving. It's raining, we're walking. I done walked about 2 miles, and then he pushed up on me again, and that's when I got to talking. But when I got to the office, the next day, they was like, oh, we need you in the office, la 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 la. So I knew I had did something. That's why they called me the Obama phone lady.
Uh-oh, now you're starting to wake up. Look out. What would you say to that camera guy if you could see him again?
Man, where the heck you at, and why you do me like that? Because he ran off. Now, that cameraman who got me on YouTube, he got whatever he got. He didn't give me a name, number, card, anything. But I thank you for getting me where you got me today.
In fact, when you got off the plane, you were thanking Obama. I guess Obama is our great provider.
I don't know about all that right now.
Tell me about Obama. You like him, don't you?
Well, I like Obama.
You think he's pretty handsome, don't you?
No, I think Harvey's handsome.
I wish Harvey is pretty slick, actually.
I like him. I love Harvey.
He looks like he could be in movies.
Okay.
Kind of a cool cat.
He is a cool cat. I love Harvey. But anyway, Obama, what I liked it about Obama, and it's just for me. When I campaigned this year, I was out in canvassing in the world of Cleveland, and a lot of people didn't know a lot. And one thing about it, I would be like, can I take your number? And they would be like, you can call me, but I can't talk back. I'll call you at another phone. I'm like, what? This Obama phone. And I was like, well, if a man gave you an Obama phone, is you going to vote for him? Heck yeah. I had plenty of people telling me, yeah, I'm going to vote for Obama, but I don't even got a state ID. I had to show people how in Cleveland you can get your birth certificate and stuff free to get a state ID so you can vote.
Did you see any illegals vote?
Illegal?
People that aren't citizens.
Yeah, I even got them to vote.
Oh, no, hold on. We don't want to, seriously, I was just joking.
I did. People that wasn't in our country.
Oh, no.
I had some people, foreign people, that had a paper stating that they were here. They turned over from, they call them Arabs. In Cleveland, we call them Arabs. And the Arabs on the store, they've been here 2 years or whatever, but they don't have a state driver's license or a state ID.
So you're saying in Ohio, they let people vote from other countries?
No, they had to get a state ID.
No, I understand, but the getting the ID allowed them to vote.
Right. Because they've been here. One dude told me he'd been here 3-4 years, and he ain't never voted because he foreign or not from here. And I said, how long you been here? And he said 2 years. And I said,
and you're sure they weren't citizens?
No, they weren't citizens. Not if you ain't from America. They had IDs from Wyoming, W-Y-O-M-I-N-G, Wyoming, or
Yemen?
Something like that. I knew they weren't because they talk like we talk, but they're not from here.
All right, Michelle, I just want to be clear. I like you.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're a good person.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to make sure earlier, just to be clear, you didn't know that people that are foreigners aren't allowed to vote, right? You didn't know that?
No. But when they've been here in America so long, they could go get a state ID and vote.
I know. So they told you that was okay at the Democratic Party. They said, oh, go get them a driver's license.
If they've been here for so amount of uptown, because I had to check back with the office and see how they can vote. If they're illegal American now. They've been here so long.
So they were citizens.
They were citizens, but they didn't know that they were citizens. Well, I guess they did know because they still had foreign identification. But they've been here a long time.
And then you would help them go get a driver's license that allowed them to vote.
Right.
State ID.
And they were able to vote. They've been here for some years. He said he owned the store like 4 years. He never voted. And I said, well, why? He said he never even applied for a state ID.
Have you heard about the problem of illegal aliens voting?
No.
All right, well, let's just be clear. You're not sure if they were citizens or not.
I believe they were citizens because they didn't. I took them to get an ID and they were able to vote. So they had to live here for a long time, a period of time, and just didn't know.
Well, you know, in California, they're giving illegals IDs. I mean, they give them to them everywhere. They give them to them in Texas.
Well, see, I didn't know that. In Cleveland, I know if you ain't got a state ID, that was my job title. If you didn't have a state ID, you couldn't go vote. But if I can go and get you can go with your birth certificate and Social Security and get a state ID, you can vote.
Oh, so they had birth certificates and state IDs?
No, they didn't have state IDs. They had them out-of-town IDs.
So they didn't have birth certificates?
They had birth certificate, but they had been here. They're legal. They're legal to be in Ohio. But they didn't ever...
They were legal immigrants?
Right. They've been here a while.
Were they citizens?
Yeah, they citizens. If they're legal, they citizens. They were citizens, but they didn't know nothing about getting a state ID.
All right, that makes sense. Okay, they were citizens.
That's what I'm saying. They were citizens.
They've been here, what, 3-4 years?
Yeah. And then they didn't ever... I've had a couple of them like that. I had people, girls 21. I had a lot of young girls. You know, they talking on Obama living in the projects, and if that phone stopped your minutes, what you gonna do? Go to a payphone. She had no other choice. But by him giving you that phone, this what I preached to him when I was in the field service. By him giving you that phone, do you want to give him a vote? She tell me, I don't know what Obama does, but you talking on his phone. Open your phone and tell me what it say as soon as you open it. She opened it, say Obama. You know he's running for president right now? That's how I got it. And then you didn't even have to give me anything. Do you got your state ID on you? And they would say, yeah, all I need is them numbers. I could take them numbers off that state ID and give her a blue form where you can mail it in. You don't even got to go there. I got warrants. I'm not going to the Board of Elections. You don't need to. Let me fill this paper out and the ballot going to come to your house. When the ballot come in, you fill it out and mail it right back.
Wow.
So amazing. Stacks of people like that in Cleveland. You know?
Let's talk to Jerry. This is wild, folks. Obama phone lady here in studio with us. Jerry in Connecticut. Finish up your point, my friend.
Yeah, Michelle, you seem like you're a believing woman. You know, you realize we're in the latter days. I'm sure you do, from all the signs and things like that, right?
Right.
Well, why don't you look up Obama and November 5th Illinois state lottery winning? Or if God was going to give us an indication that this man is on the wrong side of this battle for our souls, then look up November 5th Illinois lottery. the number that came up for the pick 3-3, and this is not a, I checked this out myself on one of those, check the numbers, type of thing.
Right.
Came up 666.
No, I remember. And then some others came up 666.
Right, I remember that too.
Yeah. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to mention is the Tuskegee situation you kept talking about. Now, that guy that did that experiments in Tuskegee, he's an equal opportunity guy. They didn't put him in jail. You know what they did? They sent him off to one of the nuclear plants out in I think it was in Ohio. Mm-hmm. And then he decided to do an experiment by releasing all those nice nuclear particles in the air to see how they would affect other people in the entire region. Isn't that nice? Our government is really working for us.
Yeah, they're really good people. I think we should turn our guns into them. More calls coming up. Obviously, we're going to have to go into 20 minutes, 30 minutes of overdrive to get to all your phone calls and get to all these Twitter questions. There are so many. I mean, I've got hundreds here, and they're all so good. I'm going to try to go through just a bunch of quick questions for you and not dominate. Obviously, on the nightly news tonight, I think David Ortiz is doing the first part, but I'm going to do the interview part. She's warmed up now, folks. We're going to air some excerpts, too, when she got here yesterday on the nightly news, 7 o'clock Central. But I'm also going to cover, man, this is bad. I covered some of it today, but I didn't get into all of it. The announcement is they're just going to go with executive authority. Executive orders, ordering gun shops to shut down, not to sell semi-autos. And now Rahm Emanuel has said citizens aren't even in the discussion about guns. The police are. Well, that's Judge Dredd. I mean, it might as well just become the Soviet Union. And this is where big governments and big police forces always go. That's why we obsess over the police. There are a lot of good police, and either a department's good or it's bad. There's hardly ever an in-between, but the feds want bad departments, like the Chicago mob-run Rahm Emanuel system. And Rahm Emanuel is a despicable person. Here is the mayor of Chicago, very dangerous person, saying that he wants the American people to not be able to have any input on their guns. Hey, punk, it's called the Second Amendment. Here it is.
One, it's all about criminal access. Mm-hmm. It's not about gun control. It's about criminal access to guns. That changes the debate. Two, put the police chief and the law enforcement community front and center. Everybody else, from politician to whatever, take a back seat. Mm-hmm. Because the police chiefs have a credibility and authority and a voice on this, which is why they're all for there. I do believe, as it relates to both the type of weapon being an assault weapon in this case, or the assault magazine, as Mike has, I think, strenuously focused us on message on that. Mm-hmm. Because the difference between, and I would, between a magazine that holds 10 and a magazine that holds 20 or 30 is a lot of different type of damage that's done. Mm-hmm. And those are the three things. I do think you can change this debate. I also think the country's in a different place like it was when we did Brady.
Man, the older he gets, he looks like a twin brother of Bloomberg. Yeah. I was just sitting there looking at him. Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard him say, now, by the way, in major polls, 98%, you can pull this up, of police are pro-Second Amendment. Most of the police chiefs are anti-Second Amendment because they're getting federal money. And there is a guy up there who's an Israeli officer, by the way. It's just unbelievable. Saying, well, by the way, our tax money pays to get Israel guns, which I'm all for citizens having guns wherever. Switzerland, Israel, wherever. And then he doesn't want us to have guns. He wants us to be like Chicago, where the citizens don't have guns. What do you think of that?
I think that sucks.
Well, there you go. You're becoming an info warrior. He gets to have guns and bodyguards, but we don't?
We need the same thing.
And you say we need a Second Amendment? Bad.
We need a Second Amendment? Bad. That's true.
How about an Obama gun? He gave me an M4, and he going to do more. That would be constitutional if the government issued us all weapons. I'm serious. That's what taxes are for. The states should be taking taxes out to issue everybody that wants to be in the state militia. We should have grenade launchers, everything. You know, Switzerland has that, and they don't have any crime. Almost none.
That makes sense, though.
Absolutely. We're the people. We're the government.
Right. We got you in there. Right. Give us something. No, keep us safe. You feel me?
Yeah, you think anybody's going to be messing around? Everybody's armed?
No.
No, they're not. Yeah. And, of course, then all the tough guys will leave their guns at home, Bill. Don't take your guns to town.
Right.
You know that song, Johnny Cash? Don't take your guns to town, Bill. Leave your guns at home, son. It's Obama lady.
The Obama lady in town in Austin, Texas, right here.
Can you say I got me an Obama M4?
What's that?
That's an M16. I got me an Obama M4, and he's going to do more. He's going to give me a grenade launcher under it.
Oh.
Say hello to my little friend. Overdrive, your calls, tweet questions, and more. Stay with us. All right, Michelle, you're getting wound up. There's callers want to talk to you. We're going to them right now. And who is that first caller? Abdel in Arizona. You're on the air. Welcome. You're on the phone with Obama lady.
How you doing, Alex?
Good, man. What's on your mind?
Nothing much. I just wanted to say hello to you and to Obama lady. Here in Tucson, everybody calls it the same thing. Like we've been calling it since they came out. So it's kind of a spontaneous thing, I would believe, to call the phone Obama phones.
Yeah. So I'm now. Everybody I know is calling their phone the Obama phone.
Yeah, it seems like anything that comes socialist, we'll go ahead and call it, dub it the Obama, whatever it is. And on that note, you know, I'm a long-time listener. I've been following you for about 9-10 years. I've had my own MK Ultra experience here in Tucson that, you know, that would be for a different call or whatnot. But, yeah, you know, that's the thing is that even with me knowing the whole situation with the New World Order and everything, I still voted for him twice. And I consider myself a libertarian. I follow Ron Paul. So that's how powerful and how dangerous he is. Even me knowing better, I still go ahead and vote for him.
That does sound like mind control. My thing is you've got to call the whole thing as a fraud. It's like when I got in Piers Morgan's face and said, look, the scam's over, man. You want my guns. Shut up and stop saying you don't. They're like, we just want something reasonable. We just want something reasonable. Here's the bill. Gonna turn your guns in. I'm like, shut up. Stop lying to my face, you punk.
Good job on that show. That was awesome. I got really excited. I got, you know, the electric liberty you like to say kind of, you know, transcends through the, you know, television, and a lot of people saw that. So that was. Well,
God bless you. I appreciate you holding to say that. What would you say to Piers Morgan? Red coat. What would you say to him coming over to our country and saying, turn your guns in?
Stop lying. Take that stuff back to where you come from. If you could be saved with a gun, we need to be saved with ours.
That's right. So now you're being converted. The Obama phone lady is now the Obama M4 lady.
Protect me with an Obama gun and an Obama grenade. I want the protection just like him.
There you go. Common sense.
That's right.
What do you think of Rahm Emanuel saying, let's take the gun laws out of the hands of the people and just let the paramilitary take our guns?
No.
Doesn't Rahm Emanuel look like a bad guy out of a cartoon? Like out of a.
Look like he drunk. He look like he drinks. He's a little buzzing.
Well, he is a crazy maniac. You know, he's a ballet dancer.
Oh, is he? Well, I wouldn't listen to nothing he say. Any man step on their tiptoes a fool. Men don't walk on tiptoes. Men get sewer and plumbing.
You like real men, don't you?
Oh yeah. I don't want no punk. Obama, you punk.
Oh my God. I think Obama's doing the punking of us.
He already did. Look how those kids got killed in that school. And he wasn't, I mean, the tears look like, you know, just dripping. But if I was a president and the man killed them kids like that, do you know what I would have did? Huh?
What?
I would have hung his ass by the balls. Right in front of America. I would have hung him straight up. See what you did? Now look at here. And all the people was there with the funerals and their babies. Could you imagine coming home? And I got 5 kids. Oh, man. I sent my kid thinking he's safe in school.
Well, hey, it's the government that advertises the place to go kill people's at a school, and then they take all the guns out and don't let the principals or anybody have guns. The answer is they have instant access pistol safes that are biometric. You lay your hand on it, and it pops open. I got them at home. And I've also got the type you type a code into. Bam, 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 boom. Door pops open.
You know what? I'm really getting on you now. I'm on the Alex Jones show now. Because what you're saying is true. Now, I'm in Ohio, and I'm born and raised in the Heights, Cleveland Heights. In Cleveland Heights, you got metal detectors and all that.
Hold on, I want to hear this when we go to break. all the breaks are at the end of the hour, start of the hour. She's like, so what's going on with all these ads during the break? It's commercial radio. Most radio has 16 minutes of ads. We only have 14. I'm letting the audience know. We'll be right back with Obama Phone. Ladies and gentlemen, directly from Cleveland, Ohio.
I'm a lady here.
She's here.
I'm live in Austin, Texas. Boom, boom, boom.
Bum, bum, bum. All right. We had a good time last night. You know, a lot of folks will ask, hey, we've had all this hardcore news, all this stuff's going on. Why is the Obama phone lady here? And some thought, oh, he's going to get her there and be mean to her. No, I said, I bet she's a really interesting lady. I could just tell from that video. And I want to try to say, listen, I get that Romney's not good either, but let's just admit Obama doesn't care about us. Let's just admit he's bought and paid for by a corrupt special interest. Let's just admit they're trying to divide and conquer us. And while we've been sitting here, I've been convincing you on the Second Amendment. I've been convincing you on a bunch of other stuff. And you were saying before the break, we're going back to calls and Twitter questions here, and again, if you don't know who she is, folks, you know the thing about Obama.
I'm an Obama phone lady.
He gave us, well, repeat yourself there so they know who you are.
I'm an Obama phone lady. He gave us a phone, and he's going to do more.
And now you're saying the government should actually only tax us to give us M16s.
Oh, he should give me a gun and some grenades. You know, you taking it away, but we need our force here, too.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. No, but seriously, you wanted to say something about the Second Amendment. I was pointing out that they've made the schools victim disarmament zones, and they advertise for crazy people, hey, don't just kill yourself. The option is going down to a school and do it. That's what the real tough guys do.
I think that sucks because here we is. I got kids. I put my kids in school, and the first thing I think, they're safe. They're at school. When I was growing up, they didn't have all this going on. And I'm really believing you, the government, you got to have control of it. You know? That guy killed those kids in that school just recently. If I was the president, I'd have put him on a bus and put his whole body up there and hung him upside down. Straight out. And they're going to do it. He's going to do it in jail, and they're going to take 15 years to give him time and just sit and rot. I'm a rot, all right. Killed those innocent kids.
But see, they use that and dangle them out in front of us. But meanwhile, the president signs weekly the death orders where they'll blow up a whole apartment building or a whole village or a whole wedding to get one guy who hadn't even been convicted illegally bombing another country, and they blow those little kids' arms and legs off, and Obama didn't cry about that. My point is that they're cold-blooded. Did you know our government runs al-Qaeda in Libya and Syria now publicly? And Obama went in and murdered Gaddafi. And again, he wasn't a perfect guy, but compared to al-Qaeda, he'd been friends with the West for about a decade. You know, Gaddafi was
I believe that. I believe he just did that to get where he's at. He did that to talk to the people, just like when I did. I didn't know what Alex Jones teaching me about what's on TV, but I seen it with my own eyes. You pulled it up on YouTube or the TV thing.
Obama lying?
Right. And it came up. That was Obama saying what he won't do with the taxes. Here I am, just got a job as a maid, and my first check is eating me the taxes, eating the hell out of me. First check.
It's going up.
It's going up.
But
he said he wouldn't do that. I seen it right here on your show, Alex Jones show. He said he wouldn't take the taxes.
But exactly. But just 20 years ago, if a president did that, they got run out on a rail.
Right.
There's some, you wanted to Coke? There's some Coke for you, honey. You bet. And let's go to calls. I'm going to quit hogging her hair. Let's go to Mike in Tennessee. You're on the air listing on 1600 WMQM. Go ahead, sir.
Good afternoon, Alex and Michelle. First, I just real quickly want to say, Michelle, if you haven't seen the Obama Deception documentary, I highly recommend that Alex gets you a copy of that as well as all of his other documentaries, a year subscription to his magazine, as well as access to InfoWars TV that she can view from any computer anywhere, including the public libraries.
Absolutely. In fact, you see that magazine there? That was the December issue that we finished the last week of November. It says, "This man wants your guns," and it says he's going to use executive orders to come after our guns. How do you think I knew that? Because I'm not smart. They told us they would do all this.
He said that. I just seen him said it on the TV at Alex Jones show that he wouldn't raise our taxes.
Exactly, but back then it was only in policy reports. See, they're in policy reports like we don't even exist because they know the paid-off media will never go show their real plans. So see, that's why I get so mad. I know their whole plan because they wrote it down. This is not rocket science.
Right.
I know what I'm talking about because they told me. It's like a confession letter. It's like a killer who videotapes themselves chopping up some kid, and I've got the video, and I'm like, look, he did it. Here's the video. Oh, shut up, conspiracy theorist. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Anything else, Mike?
Michelle, I'm 51, and I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee, and I grew up in a neighborhood that had black fathers and white fathers that went to work. Some were carpenters, some were dentists, some were trash men. They came home every night to a house with a wife who'd beat the fool out of the young boys if they got out of line. And if they were at the neighbor's home, the neighbor's mom would get a hold of you, call your mother. When you got home, she would get you. And when Dad got home, it was all over. The way they stole your birthright was they took the fathers out of the home, replaced them with a welfare check, and they tricked you.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. You're exactly right.
And then, by the way, Margaret Sanger said, we're going to get these black weeds. This is a quote. We're going to pay off black leaders, and we're going to break up their families, and we're going to get them dependent, and we're going to chop them up. Okay, and that's what goes on. And and what they've done, like Tony Brown says, Tony Brown's Journal on PBS,
right.
What they've done to the black community is the model for everybody. They just went after you because people would say, oh, well, they don't have rights, you know, because they use prejudice to hit you from both sides. The open prejudice, but then the fake liberals. That's their plan. And so my whole point is that they've gone from 10% illegitimacy to 90+% illegitimacy. And Dr. Spock in those books, they said, don't spank your kids. They said, let your kids do what they want. So they'll be out of control. So now they get tasered and shot by the cops. Now their father figure is a big fat fake gangster. Like Freeway Ricky Ross, not the real Freeway Ricky. You know, Rick Ross, the fake guy, not even a real gangster. By the way, he runs and hides from real gangsters. He's up there saying the tough thing to do, kill, steal, do all this. People think that's what they're supposed to do. You basically put on a gangster uniform for the cops now to alert who are trained on you. They're like attack dogs trained to get a rabbit. You put on a rabbit's uniform to be sent to a prison where they then put everybody racially in their gangs to create a race system of divide and conquer. The real colleges in America are the prisons designed, what this guy's saying right here, to destroy the birthright, to destroy the father. And they've now done it. And they're doing it to everybody. And that's what Obama's there to do. You know, Obama got all the money increased to make sure they abort more people. And folks say, well, look how bad the communities are. Let's abort these people. See how they've sold us on that? He says, hey, let's kill people, because if we kill an old lady and don't give her health care, we can hire teachers. Now we've got the idea of killing people, we get a job. When all we ever needed was liberty and freedom and self-sufficiency. But now we've had the self-sufficiency destroyed. Now they've got us right where they want us, Michelle.
They think they do.
Anything else, caller? You're laying out the genius here, Mike.
Their biggest fear is independence and people taking individual responsibility. And once you give up the Obama phone Bible, you take back your rightful place as a sovereign human being, a child of God, they lose.
Right. They lose.
That's right. And remember, the slicker devil, you know, I mean, Mitt Romney's trying to talk to mainline, middle-class people, whatever color they are. He's like, I don't care about 47%. They're going to do whatever. He goes, I'll keep your taxes low. But his plan was to raise them, too. He's there to con the middle class and the white people and the wealthy black folks and all the people that have made some money. Right. Okay, that get that government isn't their friend. But just he'll tell them what they want to hear. And then they can put Obama in and say it's a defeat for the ideas Mitt Romney put out that weren't his real plans.
Right.
You see, it wasn't just rigged in getting Obama in. Okay, it was rigged in that they ran somebody who was a phony up against him to begin with, because they want you to believe in the system. Because it's not enough for them to steal your future. They want you to beg for it. You understand that?
Right. I do believe that.
Because it's free will universe.
Right.
And I'm not trying to preach at you, but I wanted to get you here because I could tell you were an interesting lady.
Right.
And I really wanted to communicate with you at point blank range.
And I'm glad you did.
Sir, good points. Let's go to another caller here in Overdrive. We're going to skip this network break coming up. Key in New York. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, how you doing, Michelle?
Hey, how are you?
Doing good. What's going on, Alex?
Worldwide broadcast, my friend. What's on your mind?
Yo, you know something, Michelle? The only reason why you're there is to be clowned. That's the only reason why you're there. Before you got there, they played that sound bite of yours over and over and over again to clown you. And the reason why he's trying to get you to say things is because he needs audio so that he can play that back and clown you again when you leave.
Now, hold on just a second, Key.
Ain't nobody gonna.
No, but hold on. When we called her, and when she got off the plane, I said I think it's funny, and we did make jokes about it because it's funny, but it's also sad. And I said that at the time we aired it. If you go back to the first times we aired it, and I said I thought she was an interesting lady and was talented and funny, and I've said I bet that lady's a character. So we've got her here, and I clown around some too. So all I'm saying is don't misrepresent what I actually stand for and what I believe in. I mean, it is horrible that they're trying to domesticate us, and I'm here actually trying to reach out to her to try to explain to her why we need a Second Amendment and things like that. Okay? And obviously, I said I want that lady on the show months ago, and then I made kind of a joke about it saying, okay, a bounty to get her on if somebody can find her, and we got her on. Is this not interesting radio, sir?
No, he's trying to clown you, and I can prove it to you that he isn't what he purports to be. You call him Obama a punk? Well, check this out. Alex said that you had 1776 all in Piers Morgan's face. Oh, you're not gonna take our guns because this is gonna happen. All of a sudden, Alex said if the ATF shows up at his house, he's not gonna shoot back. But the Ruby Ridge cats, they went for theirs. Now they died, but they did what they said they were gonna do. But Alex said no, he's dropping to his knees. So
no, you're not. You know what? You're wrong, and I appreciate your call. And I am here on the front lines trying to peacefully cause a cultural revolution, 1776 worldwide. And I know that they want to come set me up. And so I've always said the same thing. If you come for the guns, it's going to cause a revolution. But I'm not going to give them an excuse before that happens. A, I want to stop it, and I've been clear about that. B, I am trying to fix things peacefully, and I'm not going to give them the excuse. I have said I'm not turning my guns in, period. I don't care what phony executive orders they do, but I've also said that I'm not going to open the door for them, that if they do come to my house and kill me, to sit there and have me shooting my mouth off that I'm going to do this and that to the cops. If they do come and kill me, it'll be in cold blood and I'll be a martyr. That's the opposite. I'm Alex Jones on the air. I don't have bodyguards. I go out and do all this. I deal with this, and you're calling up saying that basically I'm a coward. And anyone listening knows that that's not the case. I march into the lion's den and get in people's face. And, it's just amazing. Instead of just making fun of this lady from afar, I got her. Did I not tell you last night? What did I tell you when you got off the plane?
Well, it's not about what you said. did it before I got to the Alex Jones show. I even had my TV show in Cleveland, Ohio, Channel 19, and I turned them down. But one thing about it, and two for sure, if you see it with your own eyes and then you know what you did, you know it's a game. He did that probably to get me out there to get the voters to vote for him.
No, I know, but obviously, it's hilarious. I
think it's funny because it's.
But I said on air, I've said it to you. I said you could do voiceovers. That's like
be a comedian.
That's like a Muppet character. I'm going to be honest with you, right? I'm telling you where your talents are. When you get upset and talk, it sounds like a Muppet. Okay. You could go make money as a Muppet.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Well, but listen, the point is, I do Marvin the Martian voices.
Right.
I can do Muppet voices. I said at the time, that's an interesting lady. There's plenty of people on the news saying, I want Obama in because I want free stuff. We've played like 10 clips of that. None of those got 20 million views because they didn't have that spark.
That spark. And everybody told me, even when I got on the news, even when I got on YouTube, first thing they said, oh, wow, you were so funny. The way you said it. You on your phone, and he could do more. That was...
But didn't I tell you that I thought it was funny and that I disagreed with it?
Oh, yeah.
And I told John to tell you that on the phone.
Well, see, what
did we tell you about getting we were honest about it.
Right.
The point is, my attackers always obsess on saying, I'm not bona fide, I'm not real, I'm disingenuous, when it's the opposite.
As real as a Alex Jones show.
You're real. That's what I like, is things that are real.
And then if you don't know, a man like you showed me. sitting in his office.
Well,
right here.
exactly. And I mean,
he wasn't going to raise and cut my taxes.
You know why you're here? Because when I'm at literally having Thanksgiving or Christmas, we're sitting around talking about you. And everybody
the only one. Everybody's talking about the Obama phone lady. That's why I'm gonna get
I know. So the guy's trying to make it some evil thing to get you here.
A lot of people is. A lot of people saying I showed my butt doing this.
Well, the point is that so what? You were in the arena.
Wait a minute.
You were on the field.
If I die tomorrow, my grandkids can go on YouTube and say my granny did something on YouTube, Obama phone lady.
Well, let me be clear too. I don't. The family I come from, my family's all like, you better be nice to that lady. And I'm like, how dare you? You heard me on the phone with my wife last night.
Right.
Don't say I'm on purpose trying to be mean to her. I mean, I said, obviously, I don't agree with what they've done. I don't agree with getting free Obama phones. It's selling our souls so cheaply. I'm here telling you honestly, I think this is horrible. And you're here understanding what I'm saying, and we're trying to figure out ways
but you just said it.
I fight as hard as I can to try to keep jobs in this country.
Well, just now you showed that clipping of, and that's so true. Just like he just showed us how we get a what you call it, Happy Meal, a cheeseburger and a fry. I'm black, low class, low po, Obama lady. Instead of buying a Happy Meal, a cheeseburger and a fry for $2, that toy they probably get 1 million of them, pay one price. Throw it in the bag, and the kid is happy. That's example. Same thing for me. They threw me a Obama phone, and more than us, it's so many minorities that I helped sign up to vote for Obama about that Obama phone that it didn't even come from Obama. So I made myself look stupid because when I was canvassing, they didn't tell me about the Obama phone. If I never went to canvass for Obama, first thing everybody I know say, they call them Obama phone.
Exactly. What they want is they want to get everybody on the dole so these big mega banks can skim and decide where the contracts go.
Right.
It's all mafia. Let me go over some of these questions and people are going to kill me. I've got a whole... Where do they go? Here they are. These are Twitter questions from Real Alex Jones. Why and what made you go on the Alex Jones show? Why'd you say no to the other shows, but you said yes to ours?
Well, for one, I said yes to an Alex Jones show because when you called me and talked to me, there was a man that approached me. So you had already been looking for me. And here I am in Cleveland and you're in Texas. They was right there in Cleveland looking for me, and no one came to me like you did, Alex Jones. And I don't care how stupid the video looked or whatever they said about the video. You was the first one made me feel welcome and to learn more about what's going on.
Well, the thing is, you're a real person. You're funny. You're talented. You have that pizzazz.
Right.
But, yeah, it's horrible what's happening, how they're buying us off with this stuff and trying to make us dependent where there are no jobs, so you got to go on welfare. This is all we talk about. I mean, here I am talking about let's not let the eugenicists target black people. And this guy calls up and says, you're clowning this lady. And obviously, we're all...
But I wanted to say what I really wanted to tell him, and you wouldn't let me tell him.
What was that? Go ahead.
Well, if he want to clown me, but you got to also look at it is same thing they did it to get his votes, and like you did about the bag they threw the toy in.
We're all getting clowned.
We all getting clowned. I'm the Obama phone lady, and if I got clowned by that, guess what? I'm going to get what I need to get through. That's the main thing. And to know the right from the wrong.
Only people that don't get clowned are folks that don't ever do anything.
Right. And see, I do a lot. I'm right now, like I said, I'm a single parent with 5 kids. I do a lot. And I need to get through a lot. I'm 47 years old. How long we last? We don't last long. And I don't care what you said about that car because whatever it took on you two, you seen it. And if I look like that much of a fool, where you at? You're a fool with me.
But again, there's lots of people begging for, saying I got this free thing. Those didn't get popular. It's because it's funny. And it's funny because of the way you deliver it. There's another one. Why do you think he's paying for that phone? Do you think it's fair that they take money from somebody else?
No, I don't. They could have used that money to give me a gun and a grenade to help save my soul. When it come to me to blow me down. The Obama phone lady.
You're something else. Oh, my gosh.
You got to be like that. You see how that caller just did us?
Here's that same question. Do you want a free firearm? I hadn't even read these yet. How do you feel about the tax increases on more than 77% of Americans? We already talked about that. Why are you? Who are you going to vote for in 2016?
It darn sure won't be Obama.
I don't know. They're talking about a third term for him.
Well, I don't think he's going to last that long.
I mean, Rahm Emanuel says we don't even need voters anymore.
Right.
The police will now run things.
Right, and I do believe that because where I live at and where I was at, the police is running it. And I seen it with my own eyes, and I'm glad you brought a lot to my attention about that because I've just moved from Cleveland Heights to Cleveland. Cleveland, you can walk outside butt naked. You go to Cleveland Heights, they're going to arrest you, say you raped somebody because you're butt naked. The police is running it all. You know, years ago, my father dead and gone. He told me it was going to be people on the devices on the TV that they could look through you and see where you at. I believe that because now they got them things they put on kids' leg and they look through the TV.
No. Your Obama phone tracks everywhere you go.
I believe that.
They dial in and listen to you. It's horrible.
They control you because they give you so many minutes a month. Do something.
Here's another caller. The most incredible voice. Are you getting job offers for TV, radio, voiceovers, etc.? It says you way better than Piers Morgan.
Thanks for the comment.
By the way, folks, I'm telling you, she needs her agent. She needs to do voiceovers. I guess I'm evil because I'm trying to help her.
Send me an agent out.
Have you heard about FEMA camps?
Yes, I did. I used FEMA before. FEMA is the one to help you if you say your flood is in the basement.
But they're also the shadow government.
They with the government.
Do you take the flu shot?
No.
Why?
I got faith in God gonna heal me.
Well, it never even protects you anyways.
Right.
Total fraud.
Take it.
We're going to do more of these questions tonight on the TV show.
All right, now.
I'm going to let you get some late lunch.
All right.
And we're going to go back to retransmission covering news from the earlier broadcast here, and I'll be back tomorrow live, 11 a.m. Central. A lot more tonight. 7 o'clock Central, prisonplanet.tv with Obama Phone Lady.
All right, Obama Phone Lady
We're
is
on the
here.
march. The Empire.